Listen to the brand new season of the Voice of Survival podcast every other Friday right here on the Journey into Comics Network at journeyintocomics.com.
The following is a Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
It's a Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Network.
Production.
We're gonna fuck the sodomites in the dick!
Warning, Podcastrophe imminent. This is Podcastrophe with Nick and Tyler. And Matt coming at you with a fistful of heritage on a podcast where anything goes and there are no safe spaces. This is Podcastrophe.
This is episode 83. Welcome to Podcastrophe. I'm your host, Dick. That's Tyler. And we have Matt. We got both co-hosts here today. It's awesome.
I know.
Don't get used to it, folks.
I should be here regularly now.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So I'm back. I'm ready for action. You know. Try and get my Gatorade.
What's the change?
I became unemployed.
Oh.
You look like a Dale Earnhardt fan right now.
I didn't.
Do it for Dale.
Had I known this, I wouldn't have publicly brought it out.
Yeah.
Whoopsie!
It was kind of a voluntary unemployment due to health concerns, which we talked about in the last episode.
I get you.
Please watch that. Podcast.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. That was a really good
I
episode.
really dug it. We sounded great.
We looked fucking fantastic.
We looked fucking ravishing.
Man,
Like,
So
comment, and
fantastic.
subscribe if you want that back.
Smash that like button and don't forget to share with your friends. By the way, me and Tyler might do that a little bit more often.
Awesome.
Fuck bling.
Jumbo.
I'd also like to
What's up?
welcome AJ.
Hi. How's it
Welcome,
going?
AJ. It's been a while since you've been on our show.
It absolutely has.
mean-
and I was getting Chinese food, like, ordered for me as I was standing in your driveway. That's what took me so long to actually get up here. That took the extra minute.
I'm hearing nothing but fucking excuses right now, and it's unacceptable.
Yeah, we told
Because
you
by the time
5:30,
that...
and the
Okay.
dude showed up 10 minutes late, which is bullshit. We're adults.
Yep.
We show up on time.
And then he stands in the driveway for another minute just on his phone.
Literally typing, Jono says chicken, pork fried rice, lots of soy sauce, please, chopsticks. Yes. like, sorry. Sorry.
This whole episode, I'm not going to talk at all. It's just going to be me doing different variations
I want your opinion on something that, like, I think you're really going to be interested in it.
I'm glad you brought something to talk about.
Yeah, we don't.
Absolutely.
Literally, none of us have anything to talk about.
This might boggle your
great
brain
this week.
for a minute.
This
I'm
this
excited
might be
that
the
all
most podcast-free episode since, like, episode 11.
Yeah.
Because once I came into the scene, I was like, hey, man, we probably ought to have stuff to talk
We
about.
gotta have some
every week.
goddamn structure.
We gotta have a little bit of structure in this. So,
Dude, we gotta have some structure.
Before we get into whatever the hell you want to talk about, AJ, I want to talk about Fun for Funds.
yeah, lay it on me, dude. Sock.
I had a great time. It was very successful.
I would have had a great time.
You would have.
But there was fucking lasers.
There
was fucking light.
They would shine in your face.
They would
while
have
you were
died.
watching.
I would have had seizures. There would have been so many jurors there.
No, it was a really good time. I mean, the podcasting portion was fairly empty, which I kind of figured.
I think
it
we
would
all
be.
expected that.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like MafiCon where we
Yeah.
have a dedicated crowd of people there to participate and just kind of hang out.
But the cool part of it was that I was sitting in the audience for Brews with Dudes, and they would have a little bit of extra brew, so they'd just be like, anyone in the audience want some? And then I could just go up and grab a little bit of what you guys are drinking. And I thought that was really cool.
Well, while I was up there tasting those tasty brews, you know kind of what I associated you with in my mind?
What would that be?
And I didn't really, realize that I was doing it until just now that you brought it up. You're like a seagull at Fisherman's Wharf.
Wow.
Like,
Harsh accusation.
Man, I got this
I
extra
deny.
fucking French fry. Let me just chuck this into the ocean. Nope, seagull.
It's kind of like those. It's kind of like those carp at like Indiana Beach.
Yes.
Just
You're
sit there,
talking
just
about-
you throw like a penny at it, they just fucking chomp on it. It's like that's a fucking piece of metal. You can't eat that. And they're like,
Hey, you can't eat that.
Son, dude.
God damn it.
Like every time you're gonna go
Derailed.
to fucking Indiana Beach now, you're gonna walk up to the carp and you're just gonna imagine in your head all of them going, "Son, dude." No, I when I associated you with the seagull, I wasn't trying to insult you. That's just what happens in my mind.
I only took all the offense, so
Well,
no
that's
worries.
fine.
I know you
Offenses
wouldn't
for
care.
the week.
Oh,
But
yeah, it's true.
I do seriously. This is my brain's a fucked up miasma of shit.
you have asthma. What?
Yeah, no, miasma dictionary. But no, I associate
Sorry.
people with animals all the time.
You're
Like
just so-
Blaine is 100% a fucking cat. There is no animal that he's more similar to than a fucking cat.
What is
so I'm a seagull. At
You're
least
like
I can
a-
fly.
Water buffalo.
Was it because I'm bloated?
No, it's because you're majestic as fuck. And you're big.
People just want to ride on your
think-
back.
You're big and beautiful.
fucking travel
I
across
wanna
the
ride
country.
And we have our first comment of the live stream.
Fuck yeah!
Hey, there's
Spread
Thomas
it!
Rowe.
What's up?
Yeah, Andy Imhoff.
Yeah, let
Whatever.
us know how to say your last name.
Let us know what your real last name is, if that is it. Because
Type
it
that
was
shit.
Ace.
You gotta type it in Google and then give us the parentheses pronunciation.
You were Andy Ace, and now you're Andy Imhoff. He says, "Woo, got a full board going today," and he goes. Then he also said, "So you're a furry." Oh no.
No, I don't want to fuck all these
Skylar
people.
asks,
No.
"Wait, so you're saying you would fuck a furry?"
No.
Are you saying? Would you?
No,
though?
wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah, you basically just said you would.
I said I don't want to fuck all these people.
But yeah, he said, "So you're a furry," and you go, "No, I
But,
don't want to
like-
fuck you," which implies that if I was a furry, you would want to fuck me. Yep,
No, I don't
I just
want
got
I feel like
Okay, let's backtrack 24 hours, okay? I got out of class really late last night. I get home. I'm going to play like 3 games of Apex.
That turned into 3 hours of Apex.
Yeah, and I'm fucking miserable. And my good friend Travis goes, "Hey, man, you know,"
He goes, "If it's a one-time thing, then why not?"
he goes, "You know, I know that you're not down with the brown. Old dad's not down with the brown. I don't go fucking backdoor. Not my thing. No butt stuff, AJ.
see, and this is the thing. I didn't bring it up this time.
That's fine.
I didn't bring it up. You
didn't?
did.
It's totally relevant to the conversation, though. And so Travis goes, "All right, man. Selma Hayek fucking kicks down your front door. Young Selma Hayek right now, it doesn't matter.
From like dusk to dawn.
Yep,
one?
that
Yeah.
Selma Hayek fucking kicks down your door and it's like, I want to bang you, but I'll only take one in the ass. Are you doing it?" Abso-fucking-lutely, son!
I mean, like,
So, if Selma Hayek kicked down my front door and said, "Hey, I'll bang you, but I gotta wear this fucking dragon costume, or I gotta dress up as a woodland rabbit," I'll fucking put on a costume too, just to get in that ass.
Skylar asked, "What type of animal would she be?"
Skylar is definitely like a...
treading carefully and walking on
what's
eggshells.
really a sleepy boy.
He's that guy from Row
a
1
sloth.
who was just like,
Yeah!
Sloths are sleeping.
Yeah, Skylar... No. Skylar is a koala bear. They're sleepy, they're cute, and they like to eat delicious
They're
greens.
sleepy, they're cute unless they get wet. Then they're terrifying.
Yes. Then they're just mad. So,
I
yeah.
got compared to a sloth in high school a lot.
You do
Except
kind
it was from Ice Age.
you do kind of look like Sid the Sloth.
Yeah.
He looks even
Why
more.
I grew a beard. So.
God, dude.
Without the beard, he looks even more.
Does he look like Sid the Sloth or John Leguizamo? Because they both look the same.
Do I look like Napoleon Dynamite? Or do I look like Sid the Sloth?
Yeah, dude.
Call you freaking idiot.
God.
I don't know. Let's consult
Are you
high school.
are you
on the
R&D
old school-
departmenting it
Why?
right now?
Don't. No,
I'm going to consult high school pictures.
No, please, no.
No.
ha, you don't have any of me. That's a good thing.
Anyway, AJ, I didn't mean to interrupt you because you were starting to say something, and then I got roped into saying that I was a furry.
Anyway.
I mean, like, now I'm kind of curious, though. Like, would you bang a furry?
Well, I just said. If Selma Hayek put on a fucking rabbit costume...
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, that's like saying, like, I would have sex with it if there was a gun to my head. Like, if somebody was...
Why is this on the string?
You know what's really weird? 10 minutes ago, I said you looked like a fucking Dale Jr. fan, or Dale Earnhardt fan. You look even more like a Dale Earnhardt fan in that picture.
Listen, Junior, baby. Boogity.
Yeah, look at that!
That looks like the type of dude that would, like, definitely have sex with his cousin. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I think that's a bit far.
Yeah, I think you took that one a little extreme there, dude.
I think you're looking for an ass whooping right now.
Yeah, it's like
You're fucking cruising for a bruising, brother.
It's like there was like a slope, right? And I got so excited to go up the slope. That
So-
I just, like,
So
just
this
went
was
straight
Mario
up in the
64, and instead of saving the baby penguin, you just threw it off the fucking ledge.
like just to see
I
what
did
it
that
would
all the
do.
time.
And it-
I can't remember. Did it make a sound when you threw it off the edge?
no,
I think it just kept doing the crying that it was already doing.
Like,
Yeah.
So, to go to Tyler's point about doing Selma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn, if Selma Hayek from Grown Ups came to my
oh
front door,
man, she looks so good.
dude, she's like 50 and still
Just
banging,
banging,
dude.
Just fucking banging, dude.
I don't know. I've always had a thing for Latin women.
Me too.
Dude, give me some hot Latina lovin', and I will be a
Who's,
happy
like-
guy.
Who was like the one celebrity that you would have, like celebrity crush that you would have, where like no matter the age, you would just bang them no matter.
Right now, it's Selma Hayek. It's always been. It always has been and always will be Selma Hayek.
I can't zoom in at all, but
Are you having a seizure, or are you doing that?
actually,
That's my headbang gift.
we'll do
Okay.
this. We'll open it up in
Why aren't there gifs of me, Blaine?
I've known him for like 15 years.
Yeah, but I've done like almost 100 episodes of podcasts with this man. He's recorded a video of me every week for over a year.
Tyler's like, why is there nothing of me?
He goes through it, like right.
So
but
he's got.
he only concentrates on you,
That's fine.
like the whole time.
Yep. It's his private stash, is what you're saying.
If I had
Basically.
to choose a celebrity crush, I have two. So you go with Kate Winslet.
Okay.
Really?
She's a classic beauty.
That's an interesting.
I
You
have
know, she's
two.
still pissed off at the world, or fucking Leonardo. I can't talk. Leo DiCaprio is still pissed at her for fucking drowning him.
Listen, there was room enough.
There was room on that fucking door.
But so Kate Winslet, classic beauty.
I like it.
And then another classic beauty, in my opinion,
Jennifer
good old-
Aniston?
Nope, Rachel McAdams.
Thumbs down, my man.
I've
Thumbs
always loved
fucking
Rachel
down.
McAdams.
Nice.
and we have the GIF. His face.
Looks like I'm about to shit.
Or you're shoving something in your ass.
That was
I was
Homer.
gonna say,
Listen,
it looks like
I'm not going to tell you whether I was or wasn't,
Hey, man.
but let's just imply that maybe I was.
Somebody
Oh my
told
God.
you. Somebody told you to start headbanging, and then just got you with a taser.
It might have been someone trying to tell me to go fuck my cousin, maybe have a seizure.
Oh man, we got more comments. Andy, he says there's no version of this that doesn't sound at least a little sexual. Trevor Sloan pops in. You know koalas have the clap, right?
That's fine.
You're mated for life. I get it.
Yeah.
Clint Chase. What's a saw, dude?
Saw it.
He says saw this title and had to come in and say, saw, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm badass, man. Oh, hell yeah, I'm badass.
You know koalas have the clap, right? That's alright, I always love a good round of applause.
Oh boy.
Woo!
Wow.
We getting lit, fam.
Alrighty. So, I think we did have a couple topics Blaine mentioned.
AJ has now tried to get into his topic twice,
Yeah.
and we've shit on him both times.
I let it go the first time. We've just been kind of cruising along and stuff.
You don't have to sub here, AJ.
I don't have
You
to
can
sit
dom
here.
this one.
Nah, bro. I have the least intimidating beard in the entire room. Like, I'm a beta through and through. You just give me the floor because you feel bad enough for me. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to alpha this shit at all.
Which
I'll
one is
sub my way through
Which
it.
one is the alpha here?
Yeah, let's label who's who.
You guys are all gonna be like, I'm the alpha, and then there's gonna be a huge.
No,
I mean,
no,
Matt
okay.
has the biggest beard.
Okay, time out. Let me just break this down real quick. Blaine has the most sub personality out of all of us. I would say I would say Matt and I have on par fucking alpha personalities.
Yeah.
So this is 100% totally up to you. Who has not the most alpha personality, but the most dominant beard right now?
The most dominant beard. Oh.
Which one of us is the Omega boy?
Every one of us has a little bit different style of beard.
I have the best beard.
What if I just choose
Matt
my
has the
own
biggest
and
beard.
you all lose?
Can I go to trim mine real fast and make it look the best?
No.
See, because here's the thing. Blaine says that he has the best beard, but part of his beard is growing straight towards his eyeballs.
I like
which is
yours.
really fucking creepy.
I will say.
Okay,
like,
wait a minute. You look like you took chia seeds and sprinkled them on your cheeks because your hair, this is the first time I've ever noticed this, is growing straight towards your eyeball.
I actually haven't even trimmed this part. I'm just seeing how thick I can get it in
You
here.
want it to grow into your eye.
No, I don't.
That's that direction it's headed, my man.
I'm gonna trim it before it gets there.
Warrior paint without the paint.
He's literally just going to
I
have
want to go
like
hard without paint.
folds of hair just over his eyes because he's grown
like a
such
sleep
fantastic
mask.
beard.
Except
Exactly.
natural.
He like eventually you'll have like such control over your hair follicles that you'll be able to flip them up and down. So that way when you're done talking to somebody, you'll be like, I'm done with this.
I like it. Anyway,
That'd be pretty nice.
you can't phone a friend here. This is for
There's
mean,
no
your
phone,
opportunity
there's no
to talk
50-50, and you
uninterrupted.
cannot oust
I mean,
the
like
audience.
alpha is subjective because best groomed. I would have to say Blaine at the moment.
Definitely.
best groomed.
like
But,
the cat.
is
Like the
it-
cat, he manicures himself.
But like, are we talking like? Because like, I don't know. There's different types of alpha. Like,
It's just
you know,
in your opinion.
I'm just saying.
Just at its
'cause, like,
base form. You're trying to avoid
there's
the
not a
question.
base form. It's
Instinct.
subjective.
I would
Your
say.
animalistic instinct.
Because that's what I'm
Who
saying.
are you
Is like
drawn to?
that's.
I would say if this
that's
were
the
still
thing.
Saturday, I would have.
Are you
the alpha
asking me
beard.
which one of you I would have sex with? Because I'm not doing that.
If you were gonna
Where in the
If
fuck
I was
did that
like,
come
no,
Okay,
from?
wait
if
a
I
minute.
was gonna like fuck one of you,
no,
like I had to.
no. You're not gonna fuck one of us. You're gonna fuck one of our beards. You gotta marry
didn't
one,
even-
kill one, and fuck one.
I didn't even say that. I just said
Right now.
Mary
Animalistic
Blaine,
instinct.
fuck Tyler's, kill his. Sorry.
Oh,
Impulse decision.
Dale Earnhardt just rolled over in his grave.
It's only because
Junior
like
feels bad
I will
right
give
now,
you.
boys.
I will give you.
I
this,
get it.
though,
I
like,
get why you would kill his because it looks like an animal.
Exactly, but that
And you
does
kill
bring out. I
animals.
will say that does bring out a
For food.
you know, a primal like sense.
I thought you were getting it like base level serial killer.
No.
Where they start torturing and killing
Survivalism.
small animals. Okay.
Survivalism.
Okay, let's back
fucking
down.
got
Let's
like
back down.
a
off of
torture
this.
chamber for squirrels and raccoons and rabbits in the basement. We got a little Michael Myers here, don't we?
Yes,
boys?
we do.
That's what that door is. What?
That's where you. That's where he keeps.
Son, dude.
That's where he keeps his Tyler stash. He's trying to make
That's
it
where all
seem
the
like
Tyler gifts
he's trying
are
to make
being
it
made
seem
right
like
now.
it's an over the top thing. So that way it's
Cameron's
not a
been
thing.
locked in
It's
there for
really a
3
thing.
months just making gifs of me.
We asked AJ. Let's ask the chat. Which one of us is our alpha?
Yeah,
I
which,
think
which-
I would
wait.
like to see that. Maybe we'll put up a poll
Which-
later or something.
which one is Big Daddy Dom?
Which one?
Ethan Henderson says he is alpha male AF.
I just kind of consider myself like the thing is like I don't like to go alpha unless if it's like absolutely necessary. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's gonna like come up to me and be like, I got a knife and give me all your money, I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm gonna fuck your life up, dude. Like what
No,
are you
you're
talking
not.
about?
You're gonna give them your money.
Okay, I'd be like, here's my bank card that I will cancel in 10 minutes, like before you can get anywhere with it.
Yeah,
like
just let them have it. That's what I mean.
I'm just saying, like
So, chat, who has the most alpha beard?
Are we going by alpha beardness, or are we just saying alpha?
I think if you go just straight alpha, it would be either one. It would be 100% one-sided, either your direction or my direction.
Take a good look at me, internet.
Blaine wouldn't be
Blane's
considered for
trying
that
to
at all.
persuade the crowd right now. Please.
Well,
please.
because all you see from this angle is just the side of my face. Like, whatever.
Dude, I'm in
you
the
have a
profile
very,
me.
I'm in
the
the
thing is
background.
like
Witness me.
the thing is your beard is like very like Kratos God of War PS4.
Sup.
Like, you know what I mean?
You're not
like,
Triple H.
Sup, boy.
It looks. I mean, like that's just what it reminds me.
My hand is
of.
cold from this beer.
Like I mean,
At least you know what to do with your hands this time.
I guess if you were
I do
bald,
finally know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Oh God, it's taking Matt. It's spreading.
I've been taken. I need Liam Neeson's.
Liam Neeson's.
I need the niece.
I need me some Bruce Willis.
Yo, Bruce Willis is my shit. Oh, speaking of that,
I think Mel
apparently
Gibson.
the movie Us is incredible.
I've heard.
I've also
Like,
heard.
I've heard it's quite possibly the greatest horror movie of all time.
Really? See, I'm kind of weary about that though because people hyped up Get Out as the greatest horror movie of all time, and I
I
don't.
thought that was more of a thriller.
I fell asleep.
I think it
I
blended.
haven't seen it, actually.
Blended the genre pretty well. I really liked it.
To be fair, I fell asleep and then I slept for 15 hours, so I think I really actually just needed the sleep. It wasn't the movie.
I really liked
Wow.
Jordan Peele as a director, and I'm really excited to see what he does with the Twilight Zone. Because
yeah.
now he's in control of that.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I think with the movie Us, it's a cool premise of, obviously your deepest, darkest fear is what you can do to yourself.
Trevor Sloan says
Maybe
Kratos
that's
sounds pretty alpha to me.
Kratos is pretty alpha, but I don't really know if I classify Blaine as a god of war.
No.
I wouldn't.
I don't. I'm just saying.
I
You
wouldn't.
got the beard, but I mean, like, could you scale and fucking Titan and just start murdering it because fuck you?
No,
I don't
because
think so.
Titans aren't-
Bestiality Titan-wise.
I mean,
Come here, Kronos. Gaia!
You gonna take this? Yeah. You gonna take it?
Gaia!
Son, yeah.
God.
Anyway, AJ, lay it on us.
What's your
Okay.
You've been
topic?
brewing.
So here's
You've
my.
been trying.
Here's the thing. It's kind of gonna boggle your brains because it's gonna get a little bit more on a serious topic. But this is gonna sound like. I mean, honestly, like I'm thinking of you when I think of this.
Okay.
Seriously, why does what we say on the internet matter now? Why does it matter now what fucking we say on the internet when not 5 years ago everyone just kind of shrugged at it and said, well, it's the internet, what are you gonna do?
I have a response.
Yeah, let Matt go. Let Matt
Like,
and Blaine
seriously,
go
like,
before I go.
I just want to know.
For me, it's because most communication now is done non-verbally. It is done through internet connection. So that is the word that is taken at its most face value.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say some bullshit online like, I like tacos, and one guy goes, well, fuck you, tacos are shit. You take that as more of a personal attack on yourself because you haven't had an actual conversation with the person.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
Repeat-
that's a friend
Repeat
or
the question
someone else.
for me because I just noticed something real quick.
He was 30%ing.
No, I noticed technical difficulties.
You fucked up, didn't you, Blaine?
Not really, but yeah.
What'd you do?
I had AJ's mic on the wrong input,
Whoops.
so it wasn't recording up until now.
Were we
okay.
still able to hear him? We were still able to hear
through
him.
those you will.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we're good.
So,
But that's just my
basically-
opinion on that.
Yeah, basically my question is why does it matter now what we say on the internet when not 5 years ago we just kind of shrugged and said, it's the internet. You know what I mean?
A lot of it has to do with the evolution of society and our evolution through society on the internet, I believe. We're a lot more socially conscientious. Words.
Conscious.
Yeah, conscious.
I think it's also the sheer number of users on the internet.
Yes, absolutely.
So, if you look at kind of where the internet started and how it progressed, more and more users went on. Typically, the people that play like online games were I'm assuming you're kind of talking about like social media message boards.
Yeah.
That
like,
kind of
think
stuff.
about James Gunn.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, James Gunn.
He said some shit.
What was it,
He
like
said
10
some
years
shit.
ago is what he said it?
Like, yeah, it was in like 2000.
What was the internet 10 years ago? Probably nothing but internet trolls.
Exactly.
I go
Whereas
through
now
my
it's
Facebook
everybody.
memories. I go through my Facebook memories and I see shit that I said and I'm like, oh man, I wouldn't be caught dead saying that shit now.
Dude, if
I don't even say
seriously, like,
fuck as much anymore.
I literally like.
Maybe I'm just more mature. I don't know.
I think that's part of what it is.
That's definitely not.
That's not
I want
true
to hear
at
your
all.
response to that, Tyler.
So, I'm going to go a little bit politician on it, and I'm going to piggyback off of what Blaine and Matt both said. I think one of the biggest things that people don't acknowledge is not only do we have more users on the internet now, and society is ever growing and changing, but you now have every subgenre of society instantaneously connected. Where 10 years ago, those groups might have not been technologically savvy enough, or the internet wasn't necessary enough to be constantly attached to it. So, a good example, let's say if Black Lives Matters existed 10 years ago, and obviously, you know, white supremacy groups existed 10 years ago, they weren't involved in the internet to the extent that they are now. Now you have complete and total connection to the internet. So now you have those groups interacting with each other. You have political agendas constantly being shoved down our throats. And in today's society, we're taught to pick an ideal, and then that morals and values don't exist anymore in the way that morals and values are supposed to exist. Because for people our age, we're either, I'm going to believe what I want to believe, or I'm 100% sheeple, where I pick an ideal and then that's how I live my life. I'm either on the right side of the line or the left side of the line, or maybe in between. But even if you make that distinction, you're still picking an ideal and just fucking riding that train until it crashes into the wall. So you have all of that shit that each one of us has said just constantly swirling around on the internet, and you cannot escape it. I went on vacation for the week of Thanksgiving last year, and my wife and I talked about it before we left, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to be on my phone the whole time. We're not going to be out enjoying our vacation.
Exactly.
And I'm just on my phone.
Exactly.
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to detach from it. And, you know, obviously I had to talk to Blaine and podcast stuff, and obviously you can't not be on your phone a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was so nice, number one, to be on vacation, but almost more than that, just spend time with my family, constantly being surrounded by complete strangers, and not having any altercations with people.
Right.
I wasn't walking around, people running into me on their cell phone. I didn't walk into a shop front and see people arguing. I mean, you can go to any business in town right now and see someone fucking getting into it with each other. It was just nice.
Right.
And I think that's a good representation of what the internet is. The internet is such a it's such a pivotal part of society now. It has bled over into real life. So if Blaine and I are cruising down aisles at the grocery store and we run our carts into each other, we instantly, a lot of people, jump straight to the internet. Hey, fuck you, man. Like, whoa, slow your roll. When maybe 10 years ago, oh, excuse me, sorry,
Exactly.
Now it's instantly I'm combative, and then it's a fucking internet fight, except it's in person.
Yeah.
This is true.
So, I don't know. I mean, obviously I can't, none of us can just nail one clear idea down. I think it's all of it, and it's ever changing. Day to day, from here until the fucking end of the internet, it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better.
Do you want to know what I think the problem is?
Yeah, I was going to let you go last.
Oh yeah, you're fine. But I think it's social media, specifically, because I've been without Facebook before, and I've been literally, I got Blaine's address 8 months ago or something like that, and I have talked to him so little on Facebook that I could just scroll up once, look at that, find the address, and then just punch that in. Because every time I talk to Blaine, I'm talking to him in person, or I'm on the show and we're just talking and stuff like that. And I think that's more I value our friendship and stuff like that more than I would somebody that I've met through the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not to invalidate that and to say, internet relationships aren't real or anything like that. but like, I value more quality time with people like in person, especially with like Dungeons with Dudes. I'm hanging out with 5 other people just playing a friggin' awesome game.
Yeah.
Well, and I
Getting
think
fucked up by brooms.
I think that totally bleeds into just real life in general, because strong bonds and friendships and relationships can be built digitally.
Exactly.
I mean, you look at the whole catfish phenomenon. That has fucked people's lives up. And for whatever reason it's taking place, it's real. I mean, it's a game to the person catfishing, but to the person being catfished, that's real life.
I mean, like, sometimes it's not. I mean, I would argue that maybe not 100% of the time it's a game. Some people just lie.
Well, no. But you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from.
So now we're so attached to the internet, it's hard for people with the state of mental health in our species, especially in America. It's so low.
Because social media.
Well, not just because of social media, but because there's a lot of compounding
Me and
reasons.
Tyler kind of went into that a little bit last week too.
So you have all this shit compounding, and it just makes... We live a pretty comfortable life in America, and life is still miserable. And people don't recognize that. It's fucking awful.
They call that privilege.
Right. Well,
But,
it's
like,
not privilege, but
I get
misery
where
is
you're
not
coming
privilege.
from.
But, so, you get people that totally 100% would click or bond or, have common ideals in the same room, and 90% of the time they will not interact. Because we are so conditioned to have something protecting us, the internet,
Exactly.
that we will not build.
I cannot tell you how many times I've been to like a social gathering of some sort. If I don't want to talk to anybody, I just whip out my phone and start scrolling through Facebook for the 7 millionth time, knowing exactly what's going to come up on my newsfeed. I think we can all attest to that. Like, anyone in life can attest to the, whole I'm just gonna look at my Facebook and not fucking bother.
I'm sorry, the reason I'm laughing is just because I'm Blaine going, yeah!
And then looks right at his Apple Watch.
Yeah, like, I don't know what the fuck.
Fuck this guy. But no, I mean, that's a really good topic to bring up, because
the thing is imagine a world where we have the internet, but we don't have social media. We don't have gatherings where we have our personal pages and our entire lives out on the internet, and we just have like maybe some anonymous forums. Like, bring it back to the 90s where we had AOL Messenger and that was it.
well,
You got
I think,
AOL Online from cereal boxes. It was great.
I think that there are distinctions to be made, though, because if you look through my Facebook of the last, I'm going to say 10 years, I don't put a lot of personal information on my Facebook.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't
It's
do-
mostly just shit posting.
I don't do
In
anything
mass.
except, like, memes.
But if you look at me in 2009 and 2010, when I got a Facebook, it is nothing but personal information.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, in my case, it's gotten better, not worse.
I think that's a slippery slope of, like, taking away social media, because social media also allows people to, like, reconnect.
I'm not saying
from, like,
take it away.
past people.
I'm just saying never existed in the first place.
There is no never existing in the first place. It's already existed, so.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, imagine a world
Imagine if it didn't exist.
Yeah, imagine if we didn't have social media. There was no Facebook. We just lived in a world without it. We have this entire beautiful network of information where 30% of it is pornography.
But then
I'm a big
That's
fan of
also
that,
a
though.
joke and a fact. You can look it up.
But then
I did
again,
before
like
the
I
show.
said, imagine a world without, like, Facebook or social media. What about, like, these people who aren't able then to reconnect with people that they were with in their past? My dad, for example,
Go ahead.
he was in the Marine Corps for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Good friends with a guy. Able through Facebook to reconnect with them and be able to visit them. They live in California. They're not ever going to be able to meet in person. You know?
Right.
So, I mean, social media was able to bring that together. Would that be able to exist without social media? Yeah. But social media makes it much easier.
It makes it
Is
more
it-
convenient.
Is it easier? Yes, but I mean, like, My problem with social media is not reconnecting with other people. My problem with the internet is not reconnecting with other people. It's the fact that 5 years ago, you could say whatever you want, and the internet was just a lawless land. Like, I remember scrolling through 4chan and thinking, holy shit, how am I not tracked by the FBI? Like, crazy weird shit.
That's the FBI's secret cap. You were tracked by the FBI.
Probably. They have me on a watch list. If a sniper comes at me through that window, tell my story.
God, I would
Even though
love
it's
that.
already live streamed. Would you, though?
No.
That would be fucking terrifying if
I
that
mean, I'd
actually
get a lot of
happened.
views.
I'd be...
That'd be
I'd
a hell of a shot, too.
Hey, Jay,
If I
I want to
wasn't-
point this out. Notice how he said I would get a lot of views and not we would get a lot of views.
Yeah, right?
Feels bad, man.
Feels...
Dale
saw,
Earnhardt looks
dude.
down upon you.
I saw, dude.
That was so angry.
Yeah, you gotta say it aggressively.
That was
you gotta
saw.
finish it off.
That was an alpha
Dude.
saw.
That was an alpha saw. That's how you go, exactly.
AJ just went alpha. Alpha.
What
Now I'm
the
intimidated.
fuck is up, Kyle? No, seriously, what the fuck is up?
Your fucking moves are weak. Move on.
Your music weak, bro.
But, I mean, I understand, like, you think about the world like a utopian without, like, Facebook and social
I'm
media.
not saying it's a utopia, but, like...
You're making the internet sound like a utopia, though, without it.
I mean, like, the thing is there's a lot of useful information that we can gather from the internet.
Would you say
like,
there's more or less use? Would you say there's more useful information than?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It depends on what you're interested in ultimately. If you're super passionate about D&D, like I am, I look up a shit ton of D&D stuff.
There's a lot of not relevant D&D stuff though.
Exactly.
Would-
There's a ton of useless information. Like, nobody's going to come up to me in the middle of the night and say, hey, what's the dexterity saving throw of this spell? And I'd just be like, oh, it depends on the spellcaster. And, like, you know, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Son, dude! They're going to be like, darn, I should have thought about my muggings more often.
So,
Why
like,
am
would
I
you
doing this?
consider
How
the
am I
internet
playing?
like an inanimate object?
I think
Or is it like a living kind of tool?
I think the internet's what we make it to be.
It's a nerd. It's a nerd.
See, to me,
At this
that's
point, like, when
that
we put-
kind of answers your argument, though. It is what we make it out to be.
Exactly. What we're making it out to be right now is wrong, though. Because we're putting social media out there, and it's basically like, you got people on Instagram.
But is that
that's
social
their
media's
job.
fault, is what I'm saying?
It's
Or is that just the users of social media?
it's exactly it's the users, but that's what I'm saying is we've let ourselves get to this point.
Human
where
beings are trash.
yeah, exactly. Humans are fucking garbage, and we should not be allowed to communicate with each other as often as we fucking do.
Let me ask
Like-
you this: if I put on my Snapchat story a video of me jacking off,
Snapjack.
Snapjack.
My
If I
Snapchat story.
Snapjack, is that Snapchat's fault?
It's not Snapchat's fault, but what I'm saying is like, say you do that now. 20 years down the road, you find yourself to be
Snapjacking?
You know, no, you find yourself to be like some sort of politician. You're running for Congress or something like that, and then all of a sudden, hey, you remember that video 20 years ago of you jerking off on Snapchat? Like, that's just going to become relevant now because that's how we view things, and like
So-
that's the problem.
So, well, no.
I mean, it's not.
Here is the problem, and I've ranted about this on the show before, and it applies to everything that we interact with as a human being. Lack of accountability.
Yeah.
If you do not want to hold yourself accountable, or have others hold you accountable for decisions that you make, don't make that decision.
Exactly.
If you don't want to have a political seat put in jeopardy because you snapjacked, don't snapjack. If you don't,
We're gonna coin that term, Snapjack.
yeah, let's fucking
Snapjack.
let's
That's going to be our new app.
let's
We're going
smash
to
the-
develop a social media app
let's
now.
smash the like button on the fucking trademark for Snapjack.
What's
Be
up,
sure to
Alex
hit the
Taylor?
note-
We're talking about Snapjacking
But-
now.
But you
Be
have
sure to hit that notification bell.
Jack-
that way you
Jack and
miss
Jack.
out.
to bring your question all the way around and to add a little bit more to it. It's accountability. We want people to hold themselves accountable for things that they say. If you got on the internet, if you got on Facebook right now and said, as soon as babies are born, they should be murdered, someone is going to attempt to hold you accountable for a statement like that.
Absolutely.
Which is part of the reason that social media and the internet is so toxic right now, because we had a period where we didn't give a shit about accountability. Now, even though we're not like consciously trying to do it, the majority of people are trying to hold others accountable, which is a good thing and a really bad thing at the same time.
Exactly.
So, my stance on a lot of things is, I don't fucking care what other people do. If you are not directly harming me or children, I don't give a fuck what you do.
Nature? Not even nature? The planet we live on?
Yeah, I can't control that.
We participate.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm not saying like
New debate.
recycle
The
all of your
Earth,
stuff.
the Earth is damaging itself at the same rate we are damaging it.
So why
It is
damage
compounded
it
because there's no other way. Every time if you said, "Hey, I just won the lottery, I'm going to build a house," you are damaging the fucking Earth right there.
Oh yeah.
Are you not going to live in a house?
I mean, no, but okay. I get what you're saying.
Everything that we do is detrimental to the Earth. There is nothing that we do that's beneficial. You want power from hydroelectricity? You are fucking up entire ecosystems. Brazil is doing it right now in the Amazon. In the 90s and early 2000s, we gave a shit about deforestation. Now, all people want is, well, you know, Brazil's a developing nation still. They should probably have some electricity. Let's build a giant fucking dam and ruin every ecosystem upstream. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody in America cares.
Should they though?
Yes! But we don't as a species. We do not care because our life is finite. If you were going to live for the next 3,000 years, you would give a shit.
That's true.
You are going to live 100 years from today at maximum. It's finite. Why does it matter?
That's a very nihilistic approach.
It is, and that's
respect that.
I'm not saying that's my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
So
I'm just saying,
I give a shit because I want my children to be, and I want your children and your children's children
exactly
to have a beautiful place to live.
Exactly.
But I can't fix
you're
it.
not. I mean, you're not Superman. Nobody's Superman. I get that.
Matt's Superman, but
Let's be real. I am Superman.
yeah.
We have a couple comments.
Lay it on us.
Pod Daddy comes in, says, Podfather dropping by to bless this glorious pod with my awesome dudes.
We love you.
He also says, tell Tyler to check his phone at some point. Alex Taylor, if I kill myself, will that be beneficial to the ecosystem? Hypothetically speaking. I really hope it's hypothetically speaking, because I will feel really bad.
So Don't
do that.
I have brought that up on this show before, and in a lot of conversations I've had with people, the best thing that could happen to this planet today is the complete and total extinction of our species.
We are a virus.
Just our species. If you removed human beings from the world's biosphere in 24 hours, the planet would go back to being pretty cool, pretty quick.
Believe that.
Like I said, we're a virus.
We are a plague on this earth, which is part of the reason why we need to focus on getting off it.
Nah, dude, we came from Mars, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
We came from Mars.
Saw,
we fucked
dude.
up that planet.
But in Mars-
Then we were like, hey, let's go in. And now we're fucking up this one.
Did we fuck Mercury up first and Venus?
Maybe we were going out.
We're just getting
Mars,
no,
we were
no,
like,
no, no, no.
no, go back. Go back.
It's too cold here. Fuck it.
We just started going towards the sun.
That or
So
we
we're
just
gonna
freaked
move
out
The next step up.
because when we got to Mars, we realized that the entire northern part of the planet's a fucking volcano. And we're like, that thing's gonna blow.
Oh, but yeah, I don't like to take that fucking doomsday nihilistic approach, but I can only do so much, and a lot of the
Tyler's like, I can only kill so many people.
I can only do what a man can do. Old Dad is limited.
Old Dad is.
If you reach Mars, you've gone too far.
If you think about it though, and you really get to digging, a lot of the
You'll find more bodies.
renewable energy stuff, and if Clint's still watching, he can chime in here and really fucking lay down some wisdom on this because he works in that industry. We have the ability to combine carbon dioxide with hydrogen, I believe, liquefy it and use it as fuel. It's totally viable. It renders the hydrogen where it's not Hindenburg, but it's not profitable. It's expensive.
Exactly.
Just like desalination. So the west coast of the United States, and then places close to the equator. You look at pretty much the entire continent of Africa, Australia, India, lower Asia, places like that. They struggle with having enough clean water for people. Desalinate. Do you know what desalination is?
I do not.
Okay. You take ocean water,
Unsalt it.
and you evaporate it through whatever measure you need. You need that fucking ocean water to hit 212 degrees.
Right.
It's a little bit higher because of the salt, but you just fucking evaporate the water.
And then it'll condense.
The salt leaves, and then you condense the water. If you evaporate H2O,
right,
it removes all. So if this is a can of water, and it's got iron, magnesium, lead, arsenic, mercury,
whatever,
all kinds of bad shit in here. If I evaporate this, it all stays in this can.
Exactly. Yeah.
The water leaves the can, and then you've got clean drinking water.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's expensive to do. Why don't we don't have enough water for people to survive, but we don't want to spend a little bit of money.
We do.
We don't want to spend a little bit of money.
Have you heard about this wonderful company named Nestle that makes bottled water for Flint, Michigan? Because their fucking business is booming. That's all that I'm saying.
Fukushima's still leaking fucking radioactive material into the ocean, but that's not a big deal.
All that I'm saying is I talked to a undergrad from Purdue one time who was from South Korea, and he told me that Eastern theology and Western theology are completely different.
They're mirror images of each other.
Western theology, he told me, he's like, from being here, Western theology is everything has a price tag. And think about it. From the day that you're born, your parents go to the hospital, they get a medical bill because a doctor had to deliver their baby, to the day you die, and your family has to get a casket for you and put you in the ground.
Not me. I'm going out Viking style.
What does this have to do with theology?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Were you trying to say ideology?
Ideology, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, theology.
Cool.
Theology is the study of
hoping
religion.
We got you.
I was about to just kind of end that with, dude.
But no, it's totally true. To kind of piggyback again, I'm going politician with you. The world's future is nuclear. We figured out how to make nuclear reactors not fucking melt down, and Chernobyl. But those industries can't challenge the oil industry and our nation's government specifically, because they play the game of, well, here's all these other renewable energies like wind and solar that we own. They're expensive, so buy it, but you still gotta have the fucking fossil fuel stuff. So we're making money twice, and there's such a negative stigma with nuclear. It's limitless fucking energy. Limitless. And now there's no hazard. Why aren't we using it? Why aren't we using it to fucking power spacecraft? Why aren't we using it to fucking power my microwave?
I don't know if it'd be very good for my car.
Well, if your car was electric, it would be.
I would be driving around with a radioactive car, and I would wake up one day with 3 dicks.
God, that'd be awesome.
That would be terrible.
No. Think about it. Yes, that's what I was going with. You jack one off, you go to the next one, you jack it off. You jack 2 off at the same time.
Which brings up the question: do they simultaneously all get hard? If they all do you fucking just feel a head rush because you just have a sudden blood
that'd
loss?
Be awesome. You just get fucking high from your dick getting hard. But no, I mean, there is warming. That's a fact. We're going to get hit with a fucking ice age here soon, and it's going to wipe most of our species off the map. It's going to flood, something's going to happen, and then this shit's going to start all over again, and then life's going to go back to normal, the Earth's going to be peachy, and eventually we're going to fucking bleed it dry like Mars. That's the direction that it's going. We could very easily prolong that, but we don't want to spend the money. That's the sad truth.
I think we get absorbed by the sun before that happens.
Which one?
The
Spending the money part?
No, the
Because that's totally viable.
the whole like planet kind of resets itself. I think we get eaten by a supernova.
I feel like
our
resets
sun's
itself
not.
in different ways, though.
Let me science this a little
Blaine's
bit.
going to try and science, folks.
Our sun is not big enough to supernova. First off, it
Right.
will expand, but it'll eventually contract into a white dwarf.
Yeah, but in that expansion,
then
it absorbs the first 3 planets
Yeah, but that's not
Our-
a supernova.
in our solar system.
I'm just correcting you on your vernacular. But
My bad.
Blaine said fucking vernacular!
Holy shit! Have you been reading a dictionary?
I know shit about space.
Stop, dude!
Damn, Blaine!
the sun
sucks.
isn't. It's not supposed to expand for like another 1 billion to 2 billion years. We're good.
I'm
We're
not
gonna be
saying
gone.
we're gonna be.
We're gonna be gone within the next million. So just saying.
I think it happens before. I don't think.
I think it
us as
happens
a
before.
species.
No, I think
Will it
absolutely us as a species because
I don't think we're gonna last another 100,000
No,
years.
we're gonna get destroyed by fucking Yellowstone, man.
no,
well, there's
dude.
that. I mean,
We're
there's
going
so
to
many.
We're gonna sterilize ourselves. That's what's going to happen.
There's
They
so
already
many,
tried that.
There's so many.
They're gonna no seriously because we have social media.
There's
why
so many
why
possibilities.
hang out with someone? You can just text me. Why hang out? You know.
We are becoming the panda.
Why do
We have Tinder, man. That's
Straight
not
up.
Stop.
I mean, like, okay, but straight up, we also,
Grindr.
Japan is building very
Bumble.
realistic-looking
Bumble.
love robots that might one day just take over. Not saying that everyone and their mother is going to get it, but, like,
Maybe their mother
eventually the social norm is going to be...
I'll tell you right now. If I could have a walking, talking fuck robot,
You
what-
absolutely would!
That's what I'm gonna call it. Not sex robot, a fuck robot, because that's what we're doing. We fuck
bot.
it.
Fuck bot.
Fuck bot. Sod it.
Fuckbot saw, dude.
The Sod did 9 billion. I'm fucking that robot, and I'm not ashamed of it, even the slightest.
I'm ashamed of you.
You're telling me right now you wouldn't fuck a robot if it looked like Selma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn?
Listen, we didn't say Selma
Well,
Hayek.
I did, because that's what my model would be.
I want the Selma Hayek 5,000.
I'm gonna get the 6,000.
Damn, I want the 6,001. No, I personally think what's going to happen is we're going to go extinct by a super volcano.
Well, you've got that. You've got fucking plagues. What happens when fucking Ebola, replicates and changes enough times to where we can't keep up with it?
I'm sorry, I believe
Have you
Big
been
Pharma
playing
has
too
everything.
much
Yeah,
Plague
but they don't.
I'm a conspiracy theorist with that, though. But anyway, I think we're going extinct from super volcanoes. I think Yellowstone's erupting. That's why I'll never go there. However, if I find out it's going to erupt, like they're like, hey, dude, this is going to happen in a month, I'm just going to go sit in the middle of it because I just want to die immediately.
I remember you saying that. Like,
Yeah.
early on when you were a guest on the show.
So, and then that's when the Earth's getting absorbed by the sun, like a few billion years later.
Pod Daddy's got an original recipe Butterfinger, and I fucking feel like I'm in his living room right now. Because Butterfinger's life.
I like
wanna be in
paydays.
this living room right now because I want that Butterfinger.
I like Snicker.
That or maybe a roaming black hole will get into our galaxy and absorb us.
Really finger on my Butterfinger. A saw, dude.
I don't even know that number. But, yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll have a neutron star explosion happen on in the Milky Way galaxy. That's going to kill us.
Did you say the other
It's gonna
day
be a
that,
cosmic
that,
goat.
that astronomers
Cosmic
discovered
goat's gonna eat the
another
universe.
moon in our solar system?
I don't
They didn't
recall
even
saying
hear
that.
what I
That'd be
said, but
cool.
You understood.
What's up?
We discovered another moon in our solar system.
Another moon.
Moon.
What does the moon belong to?
I don't know. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline.
Ooh,
What did you
that's
look at?
like the most untrustworthy.
That's
it
like-
literally could have.
No,
you could
no.
have clicked on it, and the article just could have been like,
Hey.
dicks.
It was-
That
saw,
is the
dude.
most internet thing he could have ever said.
It was,
Exactly. Thank you, Blaine.
The article was from NASA.
Okay, well, if it's from NASA, then it's completely legit.
I'm
I,
waiting for my apology, sir. Here, click this link to send me my apology.
Be
Just
sure
do
to
it.
like, comment,
Just do
and
it. No,
subscribe.
no. Click this link to
I'm
send
not
me.
gonna.
Just come on, man. Work with me. Dicks.
I knew
Stop
that was
it.
gonna happen. I knew that was gonna fucking happen.
I have a question for you. I saw this on a Watch Mojo countdown. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Yep.
So it was the countdown of like the most terrifying things in space, and it's called the Great Pole or something.
Oh, the Great Attractor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to get your opinion on that.
It's
so
big.
apparently,
And we don't know what it is.
nobody knows what this thing is, but it has a gravitational pull so strong that it's sucking everything in
It's
to the middle of like our galaxy.
it's pulling clusters of galaxies, in which our galaxy is part of one of those clusters. Clusters, plural. There's multiple going into this thing. Super clusters almost.
I meant that as like an implied thing, like it's sucking everything in.
Yeah. I mean, our galaxy in the center of it is a supermassive black hole. We've established that. I mean, we haven't seen it, but we can theorize it.
I think would be massive.
PSA, guys.
We're not scientists. Number one.
Number one. And two, anytime you see an article that says NASA says, or anything you read on the internet that involves space, unless it straight up comes from NASA, it didn't come from NASA.
Mm-hmm.
What if it comes from the Chinese NASA?
I believe Chinese NASA.
I would believe
might
Chinese
believe
and Russian NASA.
I mean, I don't know. We raced those fuckers to the moon, and we still fake that shit. So
Please.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I think we faked the footage
that's
that we
not it.
show, but I think we got to the moon. But I don't believe
think we
the
got to the
footage
moon.
that we have is actual them.
Because there wasn't enough light.
I'm curious on how the radios. That's my big thing. Is like how the radio.
Blaine, I
Would
feel
go
like
back-
you're going
Radio
up
travels
here.
quite the distance.
That's what I'm more like. Maybe the video is.
Well, what do you think?
It travels distance, but you got to think time.
You know what blows my fucking mind? The distance between the Earth and the Moon. You can fit every single goddamn planet in the solar system between the Earth and the Moon. That includes Jupiter, Neptune, and Uranus. Saturn.
Should have been
With the rings?
Venus. I saw it,
I don't know about with the rings. I think just the planet itself.
I don't know.
Does
about
Jupiter
that.
have rings? I heard something that Jupiter had rings, or it might have been Neptune.
Jupiter does have rings. They're just they can only be seen with X-ray.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was
They
like,
can
another
only-
planet
they
has
can only
rings.
be seen in certain spectrums of light.
Crazy, fucking crazy. I like space. Space is
Space
a cool
is
thing.
incredible. That's why I have.
That's
seven,
why I am terrified.
That's why I have 7 seasons of the universe on Blu-ray.
I'm terrified of space and the ocean.
Oh, can I borrow those?
Yes.
My man.
I just canceled cable, so I'm gonna need that.
Honestly,
Does anybody
better
need
off
cable
for
anymore?
You got it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Do you need cable anymore? No.
Well, so okay, let me go through the whole thing because this is a good topic. So I'm tired of paying $200 a month for cable.
Who is it?
Okay.
straight up.
So I called Comcast after looking at MetroNet for
Didn't you?
what?
You called him, didn't you?
Yeah, I called them. Okay, settle down.
You called them.
I saw that I could get 1 gigabyte internet for MetroNet for less than $100 a month
I pay 60
My man.
for 1 gigabyte internet. Yeah,
through MetroNet.
yeah, I'm paying less than that, but
They need to
Big
take me
Dick
down
Willie.
a couple bucks.
I got
I
a
can't-
promotional deal for 2 years, basically.
Oh,
I can't
mine
get
was only for
MetroNet.
6 months, and it was like it was $60 for 6 months.
Yeah. So anyway,
You didn't go for a longer plane.
so I signed up for the internet,
They didn't have it.
1 gigabyte internet, so I could be fucking MLG and have a good time. And then I called.
I'm tired of my ping being shit, bro.
Yeah. Well, I've always see that's the thing. I've always been happy with Comcast. I've been one of the very few people that's happy with it. So I called them and I was like, "Look, I want to cancel my service." Okay, well, would you be interested in lowering your bill and keeping your service? And I said, "Yes." See what you can do for me. And the person that's on the other end of the line goes, "Okay, we can do this and not change anything that you have. How does $5 less a month sound?" And I laughed. And I said, "No, that's not going to be enough." And she said, "Okay, let me see what I can do." And then she transferred me to somebody else. Indian dude. Couldn't understand it.
Of course.
And he's like, okay, here's this. We're going to change this. You'll get faster internet and blah, blah, blah. And it'll be less a month. And I said, okay, how much? $7. And I said, you're telling me that I've been a customer for 9 years with you. And I've never, lapsed on service. I have been a long-standing customer with you.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that to hold my business, you're going to offer me $7 less a month? And he goes, yep, that's the lowest we can do. And I said, well, that is unacceptable. Cancel my service. And he goes, what do you want us to do? And I said, if you can lower my bill $10 to $30 a month, I will keep my service. He would not lower my bill $10 a month.
Bye.
And I said, okay, I would like to cancel my service then. And he said, well, you have to pay an early termination fee. And I said, how much is it? $20. Wait a minute. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to give these fuckers any more money than I have to. That's $20 that I would just be giving them. When does my contract expire? April the 5th. I said, okay, schedule my service to be canceled on April the 5th. Well, we can't do that, sir. What do you mean we can't do that? I'm canceling your shit. I will put it in the middle of the street. Come after me. Well, you have to do it within 7 to 10 business days. So I'm calling them tomorrow to cancel my service. Officially. But I've already signed up for the Metronet. I'll have Metronet on Saturday.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I can't get Metronet. Feels bad, man.
You'll like it. I've had Metronet for I think 4 or 5 years now.
Literally, all they have to do is come to my house and activate it because I already have everything there for it.
See, the thing is I live in a bigger house and I have Comcast, but we have those like X-Fi pod things, and they literally just plug into an outlet and they just boost Wi-Fi in different rooms and stuff.
So those are those worth it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I have one in my room and I play my PS4 on it and it's great. But I also hate Apex Legends. Sorry to say.
Wi-Fi is trash. Hardwire, bro.
Yeah,
Hardwire. Yeah, basically, if you want to be any good at Call of Duty,
Call of Duty's trash. Apex is better.
My man!
Oh,
dude!
I don't like either except for COD Zombies. I'm a sucker for
just
zombies.
waiting for the Master Chief Collection to come to PC.
Oh, thank
dude,
you.
see?
Are we gonna play together?
My man.
No. Interlock.
Cameron told me that him and I were going to play through the Master Chief Collection together on Xbox, and he's been doing it with someone else, so I've disowned him as a human being.
He's been talking about it.
See, I did it once with a friend, and like...
I'm gonna put that Elite controller to use.
I'm gonna tell you two separate instances, but I
mouse
played
and keyboard.
Halo with a friend. This is what tied me into it. I played Halo with a friend, and because I've never played Halo before, and he's like, "We're gonna play through all of Halo, but we're not pussies, so we're gonna go on Legendary." As a guy who's only played Halo, as a guy who's only played Halo 2 with his brother on just
hard.
1v1s, and that's it. Like, to just be thrown in Legendary difficulty.
We were actually talking about this today at work. We were talking about I think it was Cameron and Mike. They were talking, and Mike said like Halo 2 Legendary was like the hardest thing ever, and
Halo
Cameron's
2
like
mythical is the hardest thing ever.
Yeah. Cameron's
Halo
like,
Reach
yeah.
and ODST both on Legendary were pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I started on Reach.
I love
because they're not like,
Reach,
oh, we're
dude.
not gonna go. We're gonna go through it chronologically. So I
Yeah.
started with Reach.
That's the only fucking way to do it.
And then
Yes.
Play
yeah,
the best game in the series first.
Yes.
And
It was-
they're adding it as the Master Chief
we
Collection.
never
That makes
got-
me so happy.
we never got through.
Let me
it.
know when you guys are going to play. Oh, fuck, you're playing it on PC. Fuck you.
We're playing it on, the good system.
Here's,
I'm not going to claim that it's a good system, but
It's
I can
totally
stream
a good
it, so I'm
system.
playing it on PC.
Oh, speaking of
It's
which, I
totally
will
the
set
good
up
system,
my
yeah.
stream stuff, so just give me, the Podcastrophe stream key, and I can stream, Apex and shit for us.
Yeah, do it, bro.
Yes.
Rocket League and Overwatch and all that fun jazz.
But anyway, proceed. Legendary Halo, first timer.
first
Took it in the
timer,
ass.
Halo Reach. We didn't even get halfway through it. I don't think. 2 of the people died, and then he just kind of explained the rest of the story to me. We never played Halo after that, but he moved to Oregon, so that was why. But there was one time when I You gotta imagine, this is 17-year-old Alan and 17-year-old person who will not be named. We'll call him Dave. No, we're not gonna call him Dave. We'll call him Bill.
We're not gonna call him Dave because his name was Dave Fuck.
That's not it.
I'm gonna tell you, play the last 2 levels of Halo 3 on Legendary.
Panicked Assad, dude.
Yeah.
What a shit game.
So
I liked Halo
basically, like, I just remember one time we were up in a friend's attic playing Portal 2, and it was just the two of us, and we were just talking, 17-year-olds, and he just said, "Listen, who's the hottest celebrity you can think of right now?" And I was just like, Emma Watson, because that was the first thing that came to mind, so I just blurted it out. He's like, "Okay."
Yeah, what house did the sorting hat put you in?
For me.
Fucking nerd.
Fucking nerd. But no, anyway, so I thought that was a genuine question at first, and I was just like, "Oh, dude, yeah, Hufflepuff," but no. So
Ravenclaw.
I'm a fucking Hufflepuff. That's where all the parties were at.
hell yeah, brother. But anyway, yeah, no, he asked me.
American.
He just asked me one time. He's just like, "Yo, if your daughter was Emma Watson," and that's how it led. And I'm pretty sure the rest of us can take it over from there as to what he was probably asking me for. And I just went, nope, 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 nope.
Wow.
Because the second that anyone asks, if this person was your daughter, you just say no. No matter what, you just say no.
Absolutely.
They could be like, if this person was your daughter, would you con them out of money? And no.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But, like, I'm not going to
Absolutely.
let them finish that sentence because I'm afraid of what happens next.
You, sir, handled that correctly.
So here's one of my things that I've tried to instill in the youth that surround me.
Fucking Hermione Granger.
Yes. But in the last couple years of my working career is
Fucking Emma Watson.
get over
Yes.
get over words. Like, I tried to teach this to Cameron. I've tried to teach this to a couple of the younger guys that I work with. They're all 19. They're all retarded.
Yep.
But it's like, people are going to say mean shit to you. Don't let them win. Like if I look at Blaine right now and say, "Hey, you're a dumbass," get over it.
I'm sorry, Blaine. But he's right.
Suck, dude!
like if you are so weak-minded, and it's not, that's the best way that I can say it, but it's also the worst possible way to describe it. But if you are so worried about what other people think about you that you're gonna let words hurt you physically or mentally, you need to find yourself.
You ought to Veek.
You need to fix it, because there is one person and only one person in your life that controls what you do and what you say and how you think, and that's you.
That's your mama.
I like that you said you need to find yourself, because
There's...
I think that's one of the greatest things anybody can do, is just to take time from their life to find themselves.
I tell that to all the high
doing
school
that
kids
right
I
now,
work
actually.
with.
Awesome.
I tell that to every high school kid that I work with
I
is,
like D&D
do you know what you want to do?
Podcastrophe.
I'm talking. Okay. All right.
Fucking, I feel like Dale Earnhardt was
Sorry.
in the room just now.
Sorry, Alpha.
So, like, I always ask the high school kids, like, hey, what you planning for college and stuff, and they're like, oh, I don't know really what I want to do, and I always tell them, don't go to college yet.
I had this conversation today.
I was like, don't go to college yet. You're literally going to waste your time. You're going to waste money.
Well, you're not
Whether-
just wasting your time, you're wasting everyone's time.
Like, you're either wasting your parents' money, or the government's money, your money, whoever's money that's paying. So, take some time, go join the workforce, save up some money, and then figure out what the hell you want to do.
Yeah. Like I was saying, though, like, before I met Miranda, I took about 7 or 8 months of just me. I started this podcast in that time. I learned a lot about pro audio. I learned how much I love recording and producing and all that shit. I just overall became a stronger me, because I focused on myself rather than focusing outwardly.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that several times in the past. This wasn't my first foray into
Some
myself.
would say not your first rodeo.
Not my first rodeo on myself.
Woo!
But, like, just
Sorry.
self-reflection, finding yourself, it's important. It's
Well,
incredibly important.
And not just that, but the person that you might find might not be the person that you want to stay.
Yeah.
You might want to change and not be. So myself, how do I want to word it? My journey was, man, I make a lot of money.
Journey into money.
God, this is fucking awful. It's not worth it. I'm miserable. And now I'm fat. And now I'm sick all the time.
Now I'm fat and sad and miserable.
And now I'm fat
sick.
and sad and sick and miserable, and I don't get to be around my kid. And my wife's pretty cool, too. I haven't seen her in a while. But I gotta go to work. I don't want to do it anymore. I literally woke up one day, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And it was profound. Because 24 hours before that had been, here's everything that I have to do for the next month at work. All these projects, all these people I have to interact with, all this stress. And I went to bed and I woke up, and it was very epiphany-esque. I literally sat up out of bed and said out loud, I don't want to do this anymore. And then the next year was spent just being a regular gay. And it felt real good. And my brain got right. And my home life got better. I didn't have all the money.
Yeah.
I didn't have any money. It's awful. But I got to watch my kid grow up for a year, which was incredible. That's an experience that you have to experience it to be able to understand it, because you can't describe it. It's that fucking awesome. And I see people just going through the daily grind of, man, I gotta go to work. Gotta do it. Yeah, you gotta support yourself, but you don't gotta kill yourself. If you had, let me ask you this, Blaine, and I'm gonna point you out specifically.
Yeah.
If you had a $250,000 a year job right now, how would your life change? Would you live in a bigger house?
I'd be debt-free.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I guess.
So, you would probably live in a bigger house. You would be a little bit more comfortable with your car payment. You might buy even more dumb shit than you buy right now.
Definitely. Certainly.
Those are the only things that would change.
He meant cool, sorry, autocorrect.
That's literally the only things that would change. And if I told you, if you said, man, that'd be okay. What if you had to work 7 days a week to get it?
Yeah, no.
Dude, okay.
It's not worth it at all.
Hey, this conversation sounds familiar.
So, real quick, branching off of this, it's come to my understanding that Logan Tyler has been on Podcastrophe.
Logan Tyler.
Logan Tyler. With Nick, Brett. Because he told me he was, and I
don't even know
didn't
who that is.
It's my brother.
Oh, yeah.
swear to
Yeah,
God.
yeah. He was on Drunkastrophe. And by that, I
That's
mean, he
what
was
it
just
is.
there.
Yeah.
He didn't really say much.
Yeah,
wasn't
but even
there.
still.
He did not participate.
He was an extra. He was in the room.
He worked for a company that was...
Okay, 1 second. When you said Logan Tyler, I immediately thought like Logan Paul, like
That's who I thought.
the YouTube guy, and I'm like, no, he's never been on this show.
No.
We would get a shit ton of views if he was.
No.
Most of the internet would hate us, too.
Hey, listen.
No.
You gotta do what you gotta do, brother.
Hey, man,
all right?
Gotta get those greenbacks, dude.
It's on it.
Sorry.
Anyway, proceed.
No, so he worked at a company that basically had a lot of locations within Lafayette and West Lafayette. And they asked him, because he went to school in high school. Like, he took, like, college courses for, like, culinary arts and stuff like that. So, like, he does a lot of, like, cooking. So, he worked every day from, I think he would get in at 3 a.m., work till about 3:30, get home, change clothes, maybe shower, go to work on the west side, park up a mile away from where he was supposed to be working, and work another 8-hour shift there before walking a mile back to his car, going home, sleeping for 3, maybe 4 hours, and then waking up to do it all again. And he would do that during game nights at Purdue. So, like, football gatherings and stuff like that. So, and he would cater for, like, huge events. Like, basically rich people in, you know, places. Long story short, like, he made money. Solid money. Money that I would, you know, absolutely sell my body for. But, like, he would tell me, like, you know, his feet were, like, cracked and bleeding. And he would, like, change his socks out, like, once a week. Like, he would just wear a pair of socks and never wear it again because they would just be thrashed by the end of the day. So, like, branching off what you said, like, yeah, you can make money, but, like, are you going to kill yourself for it? Because we're talking, like, 90 hours a week.
I worked 12 to 16 hours a day. Normally early in the morning until late at night, or late at night until early in the morning. On average, 3 hours of sleep a day.
Exactly.
I was just sick all the time because I never got any sleep. I had a 6-figure paycheck. I made six figures the last 2 years that I worked there. Not $1 of it was worth it. And part of the reason I say that is it's pretty common in that place to assign a dollar amount to your time. I would not leave my house if something wasn't making me $45 an hour.
Right.
That's how I was for 3 years. And then the last 2 years I petered off and started to go down my spiral of, man, this really isn't me.
Right.
I'm an a-hole. I think everyone can agree to that.
But you're like a teddy bear.
But I really don't like to be an a-hole.
I don't know a lot of people that actually do like to be an asshole.
I know some people that thrive on it.
Maybe just to a certain select group of people, but I think to, like, everyone around them, not necessarily what they want to be perceived at.
Right.
But I get your point.
That was awful.
Nobody wants to be a bully. Basically. Like,
Oh, man.
people obviously, like,
I
don't know.
am a bully.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, there's a difference between, like, Tyler bully and, like, I'm a fuck you up after class because I just don't like your face bully.
Give me your lunch money.
Yeah, I got jumped by 2 guys at my high school one time because they just didn't like me. They just decided that in the middle of class. And they were like, the teacher's going to leave this room and go down to the hall and make some copies for some papers. And we're going to beat the shit out of you right here in front of everyone.
Hey, I'm really sorry about that.
That's...
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
They literally, like,
that sounds familiar.
there was a
I didn't.
This is
I was an asshole back then. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no. Unless if you were in New York when this all went down. I doubt it. I am everywhere yet nowhere at once. But no, like, I mean, ultimately it brings me to, you know, what you said earlier, but, like, I don't know, it kind of astounds me. There's a Viking quote that basically summarizes what you said, where it just says, when have you been so weak that mere words can hurt you?
Mm-hmm.
That's a Viking quote. And, like, straight up, like, I don't know, the fact that you made that analogy, like, unassisted, I guess.
Obviously, there's caveats to my statement. If all you hear all day long is that you're worthless and that you're dumb,
well, yeah,
and
that's
you're a
just
piece
gonna
of
be-
shit.
That becomes your reality.
that's
Yeah.
different than what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If AJ is late to our podcast and I say, hey man, thanks for fucking showing up on time,
Yeah, that's...
and you get offended,
Oh, yeah, if I, like, blew the roof off
get
and I was
over
just, like,
yourself.
If I, like, blew the roof off and was just like, wow, Tyler, I really can't believe you said that to
Yeah.
me. Like, I was ordering Chinese
Wow.
in the fucking driveway.
Like,
Saw, dude.
Saw, dude. Like, escalate.
Fight me, bro. 1v1?
fucking
1v1?
brother.
Rust, bro.
1v1 fisticuffs? Right now?
Meet me at Rust, bro.
1v1 final
Interventions
destination,
only.
no items.
Come at me. I fucking hate
This is a
people.
very similar
Rust
conversation,
is
kind
why
of
I
what
hate
me and
people.
Tyler had last week on episode 81 of Podcastrophe.
Not my
my rainbow shark.
saw, dude.
But
I love how that's just such a recurring theme this episode.
Saw,
Saw,
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
It
Dude.
almost hurts my brain that I've said it as much as I have.
I'm
hate
this
it
close to an aneurysm.
so much.
Honestly, like, you guys gotta imagine, I do nothing outside of work other than
jack off.
Jack.
I do
Jack.
nothing. I do
Snapping
nothing.
jack? You
Hold on.
snapping jack?
Let me correct myself. I do nothing at work but jack off.
Okay.
So when I'm
Snap
home,
God damn it, I knew my cheeseburger was extra salty.
I'm a fucking custodian at Purdue, bro.
I wondered where
Not
you
North
were
Georgia
slick.
White Castle.
I
though.
wondered how you got.
I did.
Okay.
I did. They paid me in spits and insult.
Okay. We need a moment. AJ
Do
and
we?
I need a moment here
Do we need a moment?
because
Go for it.
I'm gonna own up to something
It's all
that
you.
since the first moment that you were on the show, I've wanted to say to you, and I've always felt bad
Why have you not told me?
because now is the time.
Can I have another anti-hero? Is that possible?
I think he's gonna need one, Blaine.
Am I gonna need one?
Yep.
Oh man, you're making me nervous. Don't do that.
Give him a moment here. He's got to crack open that anti-hero. Give that jazzy boy a crack.
Oh,
So-
Saudi.
So about 4 years ago, yeah, would have been about 4 years ago. You worked at White Castle.
4 years ago, I worked at White Castle. No, I didn't.
That's the greatest
Did
fast
you work
food
at White Castle in
establishment
2016?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 to 4 years ago, you worked at White Castle. I worked at my place of business that I'm not going to name because I don't want to give them credit. And I went on a food run to White Castle to pick up a bunch of crave cases so we could all be miserable for 12 to 16 hours.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I saw this defeated, frail man,
This broken soul.
this broken soul, just manning the counter. Nobody in the restaurant except him. And I walk up to him and I gave him this big long order. And it looked like it hurt your head. I ordered so much food for so many people.
Oh man.
And you did your due diligence and you punched it in exactly as I ordered it. And some of the stuff that I ordered was like breakfast stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you looked really sad when I ordered it. And then right as soon as you finished punching the order in the computer, a giant black woman came from behind the kitchen. She came from behind the kitchen and she looked at you with utter contempt and disgust. And another, slightly smaller but enormous black woman came from the kitchen, looked confused as all get out, started cooking my food. And at one point, giant black woman number 1 yelled at giant black woman number 2, "You burnt his egg! How you gonna burn this egg? You burned this man's egg!"
That sparkles.
And poor little AJ stood next to the cash register, motionless, scared, confused, regretting being alive. And I get my food, and some of it was messed up. And giant black woman starts screaming at you. And I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. And I left. And as the door closed behind me, all I could think about was you getting your asshole literally ripped apart by this giant, rotund African-American woman. And I have felt bad for years.
I just picture him at the cash register with a Simon Garfunkel song in the background.
Yes. I felt so bad. And I felt bad for all this time. And now I had to let it out.
I'm glad that you got it out there. The only reason why I was probably sad about breakfast though is because we clean we have to use 2 separate grills.
Yep.
For because we use one with onions.
You burnt this man's egg! You burned it!
How are you gonna burn this man's
How
egg?
you gonna burn this man's egg?
She literally did that for everything. For literally everything. And like, did you get your 15%? Should have gotten your fucking 15%. If you're working at the place that I think you were, because we definitely give 15% discounts to people who work at that location that I will not name.
Probably not, but I felt real bad.
I just honestly,
I got you yelled at and I felt bad.
I was probably when I was first working there. And
I was
like,
fucking intimidated.
super nervous. She just gets, like, because after a while, it's just like, okay, well, what do you want to do about it? Like, she'll yell at me about something, and she'll just be like, no, I did not tell you to dump out my ice water. And I'll be like, okay, get another ice water. Sorry. Like, I just, yeah.
She could have crushed your head.
She could
between
have
her
absolutely booty clapped me out of existence. There is no denying that.
The
She was a
clapping.
scary woman.
Yeah, she was a.
Her husband was in prison.
She was a big gal.
She married her husband while he was in prison.
She was a big beefy gal.
She was an intimidating woman.
She was the beefiest of gals.
There was one time she let me leave work
She was not
on night shift, which like we were never allowed to do overnights. We had to stay in the store or like on the property at least. And she let me walk all the way down to the gas station, the Meyer gas station, just to get cigarettes, and for her, and then come back. And like I got to get outside and not be working and stuff and get paid for it. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. It'll never bite me in the ass again because since I quit White Castle, it's like 6 years before I can reapply ever. So I'm not too worried. You know what I mean? Beer is fun. Beer is fun. Saw, dude.
Fucking.
What do you think of that beer?
This was a beefy lady.
This is honestly pretty tasty.
Yeah. What?
Milkshake
Okay, so
IPA?
yeah, it's the fresh fruit pink guava, which I didn't like. So I've basically been giving it out and drinking it as kind of like a
punishment.
I just gotta
Yeah,
get
like
rid
you
of
just
this.
gotta power through it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I have all this fresh fruit double pineapple that I can't drink because it's nothing but foam in this can.
Just throw it away.
I know I've been meaning to. I haven't. I don't want to throw a full can of fucking beer away. I just want to dump it out.
How do you know that it's going to be all foam?
Because the last like 5 of them have been nothing but foam.
I'll just close that, I guess.
I mean, if you want to take the gamble,
I have 2 open beer cans in front of me that I feel like I need to power through first.
have 3.
Before anything. Yeah, right?
Take that.
Have 3. By the way, this one's just foam.
It's literally just bull shark
But
semen.
it's pineapple foam.
It's pineapple flavored bull shark semen.
I got something I want to talk about.
All right, lay it on us.
Talk about
Since we're on the subject of since we're on the theme of somewhat serious subjects,
God, this will be
I feel like they're always serious subjects.
I don't know how well this is gonna go. I don't even.
Drunkastrophe Part 1.5.
I don't even know.
Sorry, dude.
Since we're on serious topics, brain aneurysms.
I don't even know.
What's up with that?
I don't even know, but you don't even know either. 'Cause
I can't even.
I haven't even told you, and you can't even.
Before we get this, do we have anything in the comments?
No, not really.
Comments fucking died.
Nate Phillips says episode title "Fuckbot Saw Dude." I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't like to include
Curse words?
profanities in the title. I mean, yeah, have them all over the
Just
episode.
bleep it out. Just
Yeah,
F
it's-
**CK.
I was thinking more like F @ sign.
I like
star,
to keep the
K.
I like to keep the
Factbot.
titles classy.
Factbot.
Factbot.
Factbot, side it.
I agree.
I like to
See
keep the
how great
titles
that
classy.
was?
Yeah, it's pretty great. So have you guys ever had like?
Hold on. Rewind just a little bit. Take us on a journey in the same way that I took you on a journey that time that I shit on AJ at White Castle.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think you could do it. Take us on a journey.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
You have the voice for it, my man. Spread your fucking wings, baby bird. Spread your wings.
It
Oh, fuck yeah,
honestly,
spread
like,
it.
Yeah.
When we played...
Clap
When I did my first Brews with Dudes episode with you, and you told me I had a really good voice for podcasting, I had a little bit of celebrity freakout moment because I'm like, oh my god, he's really good at podcasting and stuff. So he has the perfect voice, and he says I have a good voice.
And then I
Oh
heard
my
that
God.
episode and I threw up.
Yeah, and then I jack off to it every night now,
That's fair.
multiple times.
I throw up every
I'm
night
raw
thinking
down
about
there
it.
now.
So I'm just gonna use my ASMR voice right here.
Take us
Just
on a
like
journey.
this. I'm gonna take you on a journey.
Come on, take those shades off.
Just
Dale.
went
You
from
need to be a part of this.
just went from 6 to midnight.
I'm not gonna do that.
Come on, you fuck!
No, there's no journey. I just have a question. It's just
I want you to say it like that, though.
and this came up in conversation with me and another friend. But
You don't have friends.
have you ever had like friends that you were just so close with, you were best friends with, and you just over time through either an event or just gradually growing apart or whatever, have you just outgrown those friends?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
110%. I can name all of my friends from
I mean,
high school.
we're at that point in life, maybe us more so than you, because you're like still pretty young.
like 2 years younger than.
How old are you?
I think I'm 24.
Okay.
I'm turning 25 in August.
For whatever reason, I
He's
thought you were.
almost 30. I'm almost 30. He's almost 30.
Yeah.
I
You're a bit younger.
turned 28 in May.
I turned 28 in October.
Now we're just gonna have a dick measuring.
I
contest
am
of
28.
birthdays.
I am genital herpes.
Ladies alpha.
Okay, so can I go first on this?
Yeah,
one?
go for it.
So I'm gonna take you all the way back to high school for me.
Take me back, baby.
I had a. I was that guy that got along with
Come
everybody.
on, Rocky. Rocky.
Yeah, I heard you. I
Rocky.
I witnessed you. Fucking
Yeah.
saw it, dude. But I was that guy that got along with everybody.
Same, man.
So, and I was the opposite of you. I was very social. I wasn't like.
No, in high school I was very social.
You told me you were introvert.
I was introverted, but in high school, like within the confines of high school, I was social.
Okay.
You can ask Matt. There was literally only one person in our class I didn't get along with. His name is BJ Lawson.
That's fair.
Also, BJ Lawson, if you're watching this now, fuck you.
Did he give really bad?
Apparently, he's a
feedback?
cool dude now.
He's a regular gay.
Never mind. I apologize. You're all right.
Last time I heard about BJ, he was at a bar buying everyone drinks going, I'm just trying to prove that I'm not a douchebag anymore. That's literally the last
That
time I heard
sounds
about
like
BJ.
him.
Yeah.
That's
BJ
incredible.
Lawson, I love you now.
But anyway,
Please take me out sometime.
Anyway, so I had a very tight knit group of friends that was all kind of into the same shit that I was into, like
Hence why they're your friends.
hence why they're my friends.
In high school.
And
Classic.
they started. We as a group started to get involved in more and more
Drugs.
illegal shit
Heroin.
that wasn't necessarily good for you.
Prostitution ring.
All kinds of things that I wasn't a big fan
Russian
of.
human trafficking.
So
Illegal abortion.
I don't like to get hit. I don't like to get hit in
Sorry,
the face.
straight
I
up
mean, this
again.
might be a news alert for some people, but I don't like to get hit in
To
the
be
face.
fair, I don't think
No.
anybody does.
Yeah,
It
no.
does. It fucking hurts real bad.
And that's part of being an adult. Is like when you're a kid, you don't give a fuck. But when
So-
you're an adult, you're like, oh,
So there was a
you're
period.
mean.
There was a
Like,
period of time
you might not like that.
where, at any given moment, it was like, "Fuck it, yeah, let's throw down. Fuck yeah, let's spread this meat." And
Now it's just like if you
fuck
punch
yes,
somebody in any sort of way that is unwelcome by them, you have an assault charge.
right. So
Dumb.
it was kind of like
Stupid.
my employment thing. I woke up one day.
It, hold on. It is really Russian roulette of either they're going to just fight you like man to man.
And murder you.
That's a possibility
not
too.
literally murder you, but beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah, like,
or they're just going to be a little
figuratively.
bitch and file charges.
They either
Be a
fight
man
you-
and just fight and accept that you just got the shit kicked out of you.
They
can't-
kick shit out of you.
They can't file charges if they can't see your face. Anyway,
John Cena wins every fight. He wins
Go on.
every fight.
so after like a month of really, really unfortunate events that I was a part of I kind of woke up and said, you know what? I don't want to fucking be around these people anymore.
Yeah.
Because these people are all going to end up in jail, and they're all going to be fucking deadbeats. And I love to do all this shit, but I'm tired of being around these people.
Call out moment. Was Marcus Blacker in any of that?
He was one of the...
Holy shit, I called it!
He was in that... He wasn't in the close-knit group, but he was in the overall group.
When you're done, I got something to say.
Called out. Are you a deadbeat? Probably.
I'm a deadbeat. I'm just kidding. I'm a
So
nice guy.
I started right around that time, I started, like, sidekicking / leeching off of another group of people that I thought was really cool. And I may or may not have bullied some of those people, like Clint Chase. Bullied that guy. That's my co-best friend. Bullied that guy.
Oh, that's really sad.
You're part of the triangle of best friends.
Witness me.
Yeah.
Sod, dude.
I was really, really mean to that guy. And
Yeah?
he's been my best friend for a long time. So, I completely kicked an entire group of people to the curb and found a fucking fantastic group of people. And there's very few of those people that I still am in contact with. 2. For 2 to be exact. Andy Dietrich and Clint Chase. And they were my co-best men at my wedding.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
You have to trim the fat. You have to cut toxic people from your life, or your life is going to be toxic.
Agreed.
And now I give the floor to this man over here.
So before I get into when I was going to answer Blaine's question, I will say, definitely, especially speaking from tonight, if there's anything that is a takeaway from this podcast specifically, is that life is about lessons, learning, and growth.
Fuck yeah! Spread that shit!
I saw, dude!
What's Dale got to say?
I made myself laugh so hard. Yeah, sorry. So, touching on what Blaine said, I used to have a group of friends. At one point,
Wait,
I
you
was
had friends?
Yeah, I know, right? It's
There's that bully.
no. So like,
Comes out every now and then. I can't control it.
I grew up in New York
Oh, whoa.
in a house with 10 other people in it.
Okay.
That is including 3 stepbrothers, a full-blooded brother, a half-brother, a half-sister, 2 full-blooded sisters, a stepmom or a stepdad, and my mom. And I grew up in this house.
Show me on this doll.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I grew up in this house where there wasn't really like an escape from anything.
So you were
because there was no privacy or anything like that. I would get bullied at school. I would come home and get bullied at home because there's 5 other guys and they're
gotta go
all
fucking
going
alpha.
through the same fucking thing. Yeah, exactly. They're all alpha. It's exactly that. And like when I was 16, I wanted to get away from it. So
You know how you fix that? I jack off on them in your sleep.
in my sleep. I am asleep and jacking off on him. I'm sleep jacking.
Yep.
We're gonna copy
Sleep jack, snap jack.
Like, comment, subscribe, trademark, sleep
jack.
jacking.
Anyway, go ahead.
So, yeah, so I moved to Indiana when I was 16. Frankfort, Indiana, to be specific.
I'm so sorry.
I know, right? It was, I mean, like, the school was fun.
Let's be honest, it was rough.
The people weren't. I mean, like, okay, there were a lot of... I mean, like, compared to what I've seen and what I've been through, this was nothing. This was some people being like, wow, you're kind of fucking weird. And I'd be like, I will literally bite your dick off. Do not fight me. Like, just straight up, just like... I will
strategy,
I will
Cotton. Let's see if it
straight
plays
up,
off.
straight up, just go fucking, just like look at people like I'm crazy.
Just go fucking piranha
Just because,
style
like,
and bite people's
who are
dicks
you,
off.
and when will I ever see you again in my life? You know what I mean? You're not
At
my
the court
friend.
hearing one because they're like, this
Yeah.
motherfucker bit my
This
dick
dude
off.
bit my dick off, and I'd literally just
But
be like,
you know,
in a Hannibal
a
Lecter mask.
person of your stature and nerdiness, you kind of have to actually do the crazy, at least 1 or 2 of those crazy things to prove to people you will go to those lengths.
It's
Otherwise,
true.
you're all talk.
I mean, one
I'll
time I
talk.
got really upset. The
Blaine
laptop wasn't
Blaine
loading
was a
fast
frail man
enough.
once.
I got really upset, and I said a curse on this guy.
No, I was really upset that the laptop wasn't loading, and I punched the screen out.
I
Like,
did
just straight
something
up.
similar. I kicked a hole in my wall because YouTube wouldn't upload one of my earliest videos
That's
on
what
YouTube.
I'm saying, dude.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
see- you know
and
what I'm
that's
talking about.
and that's just that's neither here nor there. Anger is a
Can I
different
tell this?
topic.
Can I tell this anecdote real quick?
If you would like to.
Let the man finish.
So I was.
Don't Kanye West this guy.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I was one time trying to upload one of my early YouTube videos that
I thought
I
you were gonna say one of
from
your
high
earliest
school,
Snapjacks.
and what YouTube was doing was it was loading 2 seconds, and then finished! But it wasn't actually finished. So I was like,
I
what the
remember
fuck?
that.
I was like, what the fuck? Loading. I tried again. Loading. Finished! And I'm like, that's no way. It's not actually uploading. It was fucking with me, and it was pissing me off. Restart the computer. Nope, still doing it. Restart it again, still doing it. Finally, it did it again, and I just had enough, and I just fucking I threw my chair on the ground, broke it. It was a wooden chair.
Bold strategy.
And then I kicked my wall. And I'd kicked my wall before, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Apparently, I did not kick a stud this time around, and caved it in.
Yep.
Proceed with your story.
So to backtrack a little
So
bit,
glad
just
I
because
heard
I
that.
feel like this needs to be said now.
Should be.
When I asked my mom if it was okay when I turned 16 to move out to Indiana with my dad instead of living with her, she was super accepting of it. She supported the idea and stuff. She's like, I don't
That's
want to
awesome.
let you go, but I understand. Like,
That's awesome.
you got to do your own thing. Exactly. I love my mom. I will literally cry right now to talk about my mom. But
Please
anyway,
don't do that.
I won't. But
Weird.
I'll have to
the
follow
night
you.
that I asked her about that and she gave me that approval, I took my shoes off and threw them behind me onto what was designated as the shoe pile. Because when you have 11 people in a house, there's going to be a pile of shoes
It's
somewhere.
a pile of shoes. Yep.
Exactly. Well, one of
Yeah,
those
the
shoes
The Jews experienced
went
that also.
straight through a window. So you gotta...
Holocaust jokes, awesome.
Holocaust joke aside, you gotta imagine 15-year-old me shitting bricks because he literally just threw his shoes behind him, not even looking, and then all of a sudden heard as I break a window and like literally the day that I asked, hey, is it okay? I literally thought all shots were ruined. Like I was just like, holy shit. But I, started my junior and senior year of high school in Frankfurt, senior high.
I legitimately thought you were going to say that you crazy glued the window back together.
No, we wound up having to do a bunch of fucked up shit too. It was not fun.
So you started junior and senior high school at Frankfurt.
And I came into the best group of friends ever. Like, literally, like, not saying, like, all y'all are shit, you need to step your game up or anything, but, like, for the time, that's what I needed. I needed those people. And, like, everything was, like, going great and stuff. And then my stepbrother from my other side of the family, with my dad's relationship, he moved to Frankfurt and moved in with me, and my friends became his friends and stuff like that. He wound up dating my ex-girlfriend, like 2 months after we broke up. But that's neither here nor there. After that
Clearly
event,
it is
though-
because you brought it up.
No, I'm saying after that event,
Those some scars, my man.
after that
Tell 'em,
event
talk
is
to
what
'em.
caused the entire, like, all of my friends to just kind of, because at that point, like, my girlfriend was part of this group, my friend was also part of this, or my brother was also part of this group, pardon me, was also part of this group, and
These
it
demons
just
are
kind
coming
of
out.
threw everything out of whack.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of good friends, just because they chose a side, and that side was not me.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to throw this caveat out there. If you're a part of the fat that gets cut, you have to accept it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm not talking directly to you, but
Thank you.
you have to accept it, because by someone bettering themselves, they are also giving you the opportunity to better yourself. If I don't want to be around Blaine anymore, for whatever reason, that gives Blaine the opportunity to either be better, which I've been trying to get him to do since...
Take a good hard look and see.
Yeah.
What did I do to cause this?
Well, and
Or what can I do to make sure?
did
this
I
doesn't-
actually cause this?
Yeah.
That gives that person or that group of people the opportunity to say, you know what? That person is doing what makes them happy, and that's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
Not vilify them for not being around them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that motherfucker doesn't come around anymore. Where is he obligated to?
If someone trims you out of your life, you have to ask the most basic fundamental question, and it is why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Was it me?
And when you get to the bottom of it, accept it.
Mhm.
Not fucking deny it and be like, well, yeah, fuck that guy. Or fuck those people. I hate that. It drives me insane.
I think it's just people dealing with their own problems in their own ways, though. Because not everyone can handle a problem the way that Tyler McLaughlin handles a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and like that's not to say that what they're doing is okay and acceptable behavior, because obviously it's not. People who are just like fuck you to anyone that they happen to piss off, like they're probably just assholes to begin with.
But just because someone is trying to better themselves does not make them an asshole.
Oh, absolutely. No, I agree with that.
Is what I'm trying to point out.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get that, because there's been plenty of times where I've had to just cut people out of my life because I need my space and I need to figure out who AJ is or Alan. I go by. That's the weird thing is you people are the only people who call me AJ.
I just call you Ratman.
Yeah,
I
probably.
only call you AJ because I heard other people call you AJ.
And the thing is like I used to not go by AJ for the longest time because the thing is my dad's name is also Alan Leroy Tyler. There's no junior, there's no senior or anything. Exact same name, so it gets very confusing. So they just call me AJ for short.
I think it's funny because you've been calling me Blaine this podcast, but normally you call me Dick.
I call you Dick only because like
I refuse to call
you're
him
a dick sometimes, but like
I legitimately
only like during like what games, and sometimes you crack a joke at me, or like I crack a joke at you, and then you just fucking answer and say the punchline that I was supposed to say.
Legitimately,
That happened at Fun for Funs.
Hashtag Fun for Funs.
Legitimately, for the first 3 to 6 months of Blaine and I's relationship, I thought that his name was Blaine. I did not know that his name was Dick. He hid it from me.
Because at Subaru, everybody calls me Blaine.
And I wondered, I was like, I legitimately asked him one day, I was like, why are people calling you Dick? It's my name.
See, it's like Dick. Is it?
Wait a minute.
My first name is Richard.
Okay,
There's
that's what I was curious about.
My first name is Richard.
I thought your first name was Dick.
No, his first name is
I'm
Richard.
learning more! What is wrong with this? God damn.
I've actually legitimately considered legally changing my first name to Dick.
You should leave it Richard.
See, the thing is like
I should.
Nixon's back, baby.
Like the thing is I may never call you Richard.
But who I am is Blaine.
Who you are is
Who I am is Blaine.
Well,
who I
who-
became is Dick.
Who you are to me is Blaine.
Yeah,
Because I don't call you Dick.
I say that in this weird fashion because who I am is Blaine because I grew up Blaine. My family called me Blaine. My
Really?
friends called me Blaine.
They didn't call you Richard?
No, the only time it's the typical. Hey, Richard Blaine. Like like you're in trouble. Then the first name or the middle name gets called out. But in my terms, I went by my middle name.
Oh,
so the
duh,
first
your
name
middle
came
name's
out.
Blaine.
My middle name's Blaine.
Because you said Richard Blaine, and I was just like, wait, what's his last name?
What?
What?
My God, is he a magician now?
No, I mean
brain fart for a
You
second.
sorcerer.
Oh my goodness.
He's
via
related to David.
Facebook, I went by Dick for the longest time, just because I could.
You love the peanut.
Because it was funny, but in 2012 when I basically gained a much larger, newer friend group, I started going by Dick.
And that's the weird thing,
mostly
though.
the Lafayette people.
And that's the weird thing, though, is literally now nobody can insult you by calling you a dick.
But
if they're just
everything's
like-
a dick joke.
Because if they think, but the thing is like they could be like, well, thanks, Dick, and you could just be like, you're welcome. Like, you know what I mean?
That's where my other nickname that Nick Maxon gave me, Dongo.
Dr. Dongo?
It's Dongo Richie.
Oh, okay. Dongo Richie.
Somehow it became Dr. Dongo. I can't remember. I think it was Nate Phillips that gave me Dr.
Well, clearly
Dongo.
you finished school.
You want to hear a really bad nickname for me that I will never let any of you like. You're gonna speak it no matter what, but like I will.
I'm gonna
I don't
stress
tolerate
the no
it.
card
Lord-
real hard again.
Lord Voldemort. You should not be named.
So my nickname's AJ, and when I was bullied in high school,
Harris Bonkers, MD.
people called me GayJ.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Right?
And they're just like,
I
haha,
get
GayJ, and I was just like, it's not my name, stop it. And I saw, dude. Like I would get upset,
get
and
it.
like now it's just like I'm cool with it, but like also I may never just talk to you again. Like
All right,
I
Benji.
also may or may not have had like super childhood trauma against it. See, I knew Tyler was gonna be the first one.
Do me
I
a
mean-
fucking favor, my man.
Calling out BJ Lawson again.
Blowjob.
Yeah, BJ. Huh.
So this is weird because when I was an elementary student at my first school, I went by my name, Tyler. But at home, everyone called me T.Y. They didn't call me Ty. They didn't call me Tyler. I was T motherfucking Y. That's my name.
Yeah.
T.Y. If you want to get my attention real quick, you say T.Y. or old dad, and I'll fucking whip around. I'll break my fucking neck.
See, I don't want to call you old dad because
Exorcist
that's how you
180.
refer to yourself.
That's fine. That's my third person.
And I don't like taking that away from you.
You can call me T.Y. though. That makes me real happy when people actually acknowledge that I have a nickname that I really like and I like to be called
See,
that.
it's the weirdest
If
thing.
you'd like to be called TY, I will call you TY.
Call
It's
me
the
whatever you
weirdest
want.
thing when like people
Okay,
from my
sweetie.
Lafayette crew, like such as the Doom Room
And
people,
me.
call me Blaine. Not so obviously not you.
I only call you Blake.
Yeah, you only call me Blaine. But when I heard Nick Maxon call me Blaine once, and I was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like I was like reactionarily offended.
That's fair.
I think for me, it's one of those things where, like, I don't necessarily know what you want me to call you, so I just kind of switch between
Just throw
everything.
shit out there.
I honestly
it's
don't
kinda-
care what I'm called.
Because, like,
Um,
I mean, like, obviously I'll never call you Richard, because I feel like that's something that I would, like,
I'm gonna start.
address to you if you were really drunk and trying to, like, drive home, and I would be like,
Too many
Richard!
syllables.
I don't-
Saw, dude!
Rickard.
There's
Take
only
one out there.
like a couple people that call me Richard. One of them being Matt Burner.
Fuck that guy.
I like Matt.
But
Matt's a
anyway,
cool dude.
so when I was at Mintani, I went by Tyler. Then I left Mintani and I went to Oakland. There, I was like, man, no one ever calls me T.Y. like I want.
Reinvent myself.
I reinvented myself. I started going
Straight
by
up.
TJ.
That's why I went by Dick. I
TJ,
reinvented
eh?
myself.
I
No, I
like
was-
that.
I was TJ for 3 years.
Bro,
5th, 6th, and 7th grade because I went Oakland and then Tecumseh for 2 years. I was TJ because my name is Tyler Joseph.
dude,
Easy.
we should start a podcast called TJ and AJ.
And I had a fucking cousin that's name is TJ that I really fucking looked up to. So I wanted to be him, but I wasn't him. So I took the only thing that I could, his fucking name. and then I went to Southwestern, and right around that time, I went back to my original school system. Tracy McGrady was being a fucking stud in the NBA, and I was like, you know what? Everyone calls my dad in the military. He was an NCO at the time, but everyone calls him Sergeant Mac. I really like
T
that.
Mac.
So and Tracy McGrady's nickname was T-Mac. So my friend group currently only calls me T-Mac. Only the Journey into Comics group are people that call me Tyler. Skylar just says, hey. Hey! and
Tyler just says, hey!
and I respond.
Awesome.
You know? But so if I'm to the point like you, if I know that someone is acknowledging
I'm
me,
so expecting.
it doesn't matter what they're saying, whether they're saying Tyler, T.Y., T-Mac, fucking Dildo Breath McGee, Sadet, I'll fucking answer to it. It's just a name.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, words, literally, like, words only have power when you give them power.
It goes full circle back to what I said about fucking words not hurting your fucking feelings.
Comment. What
Comment.
do you think?
Oh, we got a comment.
Or I hiss at you.
Yes, so this is going full circle all the way back to the beginning.
Glad to know you're still watching, Skylar.
Tyler.
Even though my wife and I aren't furries and or swingers or any of that weird shit,
We both like Harry Potter and we can talk snake.
Parseltongue.
my wife consistently
Parseltongue.
my wife consistently fucking hisses at me. You like that? So I'll be like,
You used to do that at work.
I still do it all the time.
He used to do that at work to people.
So my
That
wife,
sounds fucking intimidating as shit.
No, he would like look at me and be.
See, I would just literally, like, I
Pause.
would walk away. I would be like, I don't know what to do with this situation. Like,
I would be like talking to him, or I'd come up like around him. Like, say I was like filling in for
Should've
Teresa,
done
and
that
I could
in
walk
D&D.
around freely, and
I'd
I'd
come
just
up in my peripheral.
I'd come up in your peripheral and go.
So I'll be talking to Skylar and I'll be sitting in my throne, because my wife and I have separate living rooms, so my living room is the throne room, and her living room is whatever the hell it's called. But I'll be sitting in my throne, and I'll be like, "Hey, Skylar, can you bring me my socks?" And she'll walk. She will get up out of her fucking chair, walk into the kitchen. Wait, she'll stand there until I go, and she'll make eye contact with me and go, and then fucking leave and go sit back down. All I wanted was my socks for a Mountain Dew.
Damn, bitch.
Fucking Dale would have brought me some Mountain Dew and my socks. God damn.
So here's a question
All
for specifically Tyler and Dick, Blaine,
What's up?
Richard, whatever,
Saw.
Dongo, Doctor. Can I just call you Doctor? But anyway,
You call me whatever you want, baby.
All right, sweetheart. So, have you guys been catching up with the Dungeons with Dudes podcast, the Death House specifically?
What I do is I see it on, and I click on it, and I mute it, and then I walk away because I wanted to get all the views.
You wanted to have the attention,
Yeah.
but you don't actually want to spend the time to listen
I don't give
to
a
it?
shit.
Aww.
So, I've
And I say that because I respect what you're doing,
And
but like I'm just not into it.
I
If
get that.
If I were to follow from the beginning, sure.
You can absolutely follow from the beginning. All of the podcasts are there.
It's there. I get it.
So I
don't have the
am,
time.
I am not because I don't want to.
I mean,
So-
your dad.
It's not even that. So
I am too.
I have the freedom.
I apologize.
I have the freedom because of where I work that I can have my wireless headphones in my head from the time I get there until the time that I leave.
I can't do that.
It's incredible.
Can't do that.
And I listen to podcasts and or radio, not radio, but Spotify,
Yeah.
all day long. So I have finished all of Critical Role Season 1 since I worked there. I have finished all of the Adventure Zone. I have finished all of the Glass Cannon podcasts, including Androids and Aliens with Starfinder. And now I'm going through backlog of our network shows.
Mm-hmm.
So when I listen to Journey into Comics, I listen to 3 weeks at a time.
Okay.
So every 3 weeks, I listen to Journey into Comics.
Right.
And I listen to 3 episodes back to back, and then I listen to our show every week. When I finish JIC, then I jump into Pour 360. I listen to Foodies Watching Movies occasionally. I'm waiting for you guys to 100% finish what you're doing,
Oh, to not have to wait.
so I don't have to
Yeah.
wait. Because
I get that.
I kind of got spoiled. I got to listen to, let's just say, 7 years of podcast consecutively in 6 months.
No, I totally
Between
get
3
that,
different
though.
shows. I listened to one. When I got that done, I listened to the other one in completion. And when I got that one done, I moved right on to the next one.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
now,
I get where you're coming from.
and now I'm to the point where it's like, I would rather not listen to that show than wait week to week. Because they're all story-driven things.
This is very true. And like,
So once you guys finish it, I will listen to it in its entirety. But until then, I will do exactly what he does. Walk up to my computer. Hey, Dungeons with Dudes is on. Put it on so you get a view, and then mute my computer and go do something else.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that.
Because I also don't want to spoil myself.
Yeah, it's very important
me-
that you have like the entire minutes viewed is huge in the insights.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because it's time retention. How long you're actually listening to something, before you click off, as compared to basically clickbait.
Yeah, whereas 10 seconds counts as a view, 10 minutes or an hour is
Exactly.
actual, possible revenue generation for us.
Exactly.
Specifically talking about us.
I was gonna say I don't get.
I don't know about that. You need to look into that shit because it's you gotta have we have to have 10,000 followers.
No, I get it, but I'm quantifying it so
Okay.
people listening
Yeah.
can understand.
Hey, if
Yeah.
whoever's listening, invite everyone you know to Podcastrophe on Facebook.
Literally,
Andy, I'm Hoff.
everybody.
We're looking at you, my man. We
We
also
need
want to
a
do a
lot of
Skype thing.
viewers.
We'll be in touch.
So, I basically, I just want to tell you guys a funny story that happened in Dungeons with Dudes.
About that time you got your dick caught in a mousetrap?
No, that hasn't happened yet, but bad things have happened to me. I play a monk, which is basically, I play a
The
dwarven
shittiest class in D&D.
It is the best class, you take that back?
Rogue is the best class. Fight me.
Okay, fine. Rogue is pretty OP. It's pretty fun, honestly. But
It's the best class.
Monk is fun. I have fun with Monk, but I'm not gonna. Basically, what happened was we were going through this house, and I don't know exactly how long we're going to be going in D&D. I don't know when it's going to end. I think that's ultimately up to Dave, because he's the one who's doing all the effort into putting.
Dave's running it.
Yeah, Dave's running it. So, we could be done with Curse of Strahd, and then we never touch it again, and we do other things.
I'll be
different
pretty sad
campaign
if that happens.
Right. I would like to play a D&D campaign that gets to level 20 or close to it. Fighting a god would be awesome. But
I am a god.
we were going through this old abandoned
Thank you.
house, and David was describing this closet that we opened that happened to be linens and stuff that were dusted over, soap that's no longer usable. But he mentions specifically a broom. My character wants to pick up the broom
Put it in your ass.
because the broom could do something. The broom might not do anything.
Could be a flying broom.
But
Could
there's
be a fucking broom.
It's
You don't know.
it's weird enough to think that it is oddly specifically mentioned that there is a broom.
Right.
And so I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna grab the broom, and then I stop myself and I say, wait, hold on, and I want the bigger guy, who happens to be Austin Hill. Uthal Twice Orphaned is his character name, but I ask Uthal,
Twice orphaned.
will you? Yeah, his name is Twice Orphaned. His entire village was raised in, terrible
Twice.
backstory, slaughter, that sort of thing. It's D&D.
Tentacle rape.
Basically, he's had a really tragic backstory, and we've touched on it a couple of times. And
Tentacle rape.
so,
Happens, folks.
basically, I asked him, will you grab this broom for me? And he just basically looked at me and said, why do you want me to grab the broom? Why don't you grab the broom?
Sure, be
And I was
careful,
just
you
like,
fuck.
I tried to make up this lame excuse that oh, I'm too short. I can't reach it because I'm a dwarf. I'm 4 feet tall. I can't reach that broom. You got to reach it for me. And he's just like,
4 feet
"Nah."
tall is a lot taller than that, you fuck.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
insult
no.
me.
I was straight up trying to coy myself out of the situation, and he was just like,
I take
no.
offense to that.
If you don't want to grab the broom, there's no purpose in grabbing the broom. Are you afraid to grab the broom? And I was just like, no, I'm not afraid to grab the broom. I felt challenged.
See how big my dick is,
So
bro?
I grabbed
Gotta
the
go
broom,
piss.
and guess what? The broom was alive and attacked me. And I basically wound up taking 2/3 of my health
I like that.
and almost dying from
like
a
that you like
broom.
Damn.
It was awful. But I think that if there's one thing that D&D I don't know. The thing is I've touched on it before, but I go to work and that's it. I don't go out and do much. Podcastrophe, when you invite me out here, and it's been long enough for
This is
me
the
to
second
be a
time.
guest to.
You
become
act
a
like
guest
it's all the
again.
time. It's not all the time. This is the second time you've been on the show.
This is not the second time I've been on the show. This is at least
You were on.
third.
Been on 3 times, you fuck.
You've been
Third.
on with Keegan, and you've been on tonight.
No, I've been on with Keegan, and I was on with just you, Tyler, and I. And I talked about butt stuff a lot.
You're absolutely right.
And if you want to be
I
technical,
remember this now.
And if you want
this
to be
was at
technical,
the last house.
If you want to be technical, I also tagged in on the Fun for Fun.
You're on Fun for Funds. We don't know when that episode will drop.
If ever, but let it be known for the record.
If
right
ever.
now, this makes it.
I've been
4.
told by a couple people that episode should never drop. However, I enjoyed that episode while I was existing.
Exactly. I think it's even if nothing else for the memories.
It's a highly political episode.
Yeah, we really got political on it. I didn't get super political because I don't I said my piece, but that's pretty much it. I think the coolest thing about Fun for Funds, while we're on this subject, band number one's guitarist gave me their guitar and told me to start playing. And that was probably the coolest thing that could possibly have ever happened.
How long in this end of the set was that?
That was at the very end. At the very end of the set, your guitarist...
Yeah, when it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I didn't talk during that podcast really at all, so...
No, you didn't.
I
didn't
no.
really either.
So, yeah, pretty much. But, like, I mean, it's okay.
Of course, I usually don't talk a lot during my own podcast.
You've talked quite a bit today. I'm pretty impressed with you.
Yeah.
You're learning.
Thanks.
No,
I don't
but,
think
like,
I've
for
talked
real,
for
like...
45 minutes.
What?
I don't think I've talked for the last 45 minutes.
Do you like D&D?
No.
I don't either.
That's fine then.
I know you like Dale Earnhardt fuck angels. Yes.
I actually don't mind it.
I've never
actually got the opportunity to play it.
So my own topic of growing out of friends, I never even got to comment on.
Yeah, because
Me
I don't
either.
care what you're gonna say.
Dude.
Feels bad, man.
Huh?
Feels bad, man.
I know. You know, I think Matt, you of all people know like where I've been with my friends. I mean, Matt, you're one of my oldest friends at this point.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, we've been friends since elementary school.
Very true. Very true.
We did Boy Scouts together for
Very
a
true.
whole 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Shit. No, like as Matt, as you know, like I had a falling out with a friend.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I mean that was very much so caused on both of our ends.
I would put that more on you than him.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
But after a while of being, you know, so the falling out definitely happened before that, at least on my end, and then his end was definitely caused by me. Absolutely.
It was a slight fade that turned into a big falling out. I feel like you two drifted apart quite a bit.
That's what happens when you don't touch tips anymore.
And then, you guys had a big old falling out that that is on you.
It was violent at first, and you know, at this point in time, we're cool. We're cool. We've been cool for a while, at least in my eyes. Him and I talked it out, and you know, at the end of the day, we were still pretty cool with, like, you know, not hanging out. And one of the things I've just realized in his absence is I kind of don't even want that friendship anymore. Like, I don't even want... Like, I feel like I've just outgrown that friendship. Like, that friendship, that connection just has no place. It does not fit in my life anymore.
Yeah, it was a part of your life when you needed it.
And I had some of the best times in my life.
Exactly. It was there when you needed it,
person.
but you didn't need it anymore. And thus it came to an end.
Yeah.
That's part of growing up.
It is.
You grow up and you
Absolutely.
change as a person. And as you change as a person, the people that you need around you have to change as well. So when you are in elementary school and you like things like Dragon Ball Z and...
Which is funny because I didn't like Dragon Ball Z then. I like Dragon Ball Z now.
But you know what I mean. So like you like things like Dragon Ball Z or like Pokemon the anime, for example.
Yeah.
You find people with similar likenesses. Then you move up to middle school and high school, like junior high and then high school, and you start to find more interest in, let's say, music. That was kind of your thing. You found more interest in music, whereas some other people found more interest in a different type of art style or architecture or business, things like that. So your circle of friends changes constantly. And then that's also the time where you're trying to find yourself as a person.
Yeah.
And it's the most confusing time in your life because you are being pulled in so many different directions that you are thinking, oh, well, I'm this kind of person, when really you're not. You're being told you're that kind of person.
And that's how it was for me. Like those years, like midway through high school through maybe about 7 years ago, when I was 21, those years I was I need to find somebody to get married to and start a family.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
Because you think that's how it works.
Yeah, I thought that's how it works. I thought I had this imaginary vision of I've seen this in movies. I need to fall in love.
Yeah.
I need to start a family.
You got the big picture in your head.
Yeah.
And
that's what I
basically
focused
the small
on.
details don't add up.
And that's what I focused on. So my vision of me was I need to find somebody to love and somebody to love me. And everything else, including my own self, fell to the wayside.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's terrible.
when I had one of the biggest breakups of my life, that's when I started reinventing myself. That's when I started going by Dick to all my friends here in Lafayette. The people that already knew me as Blaine, whatever, like they could still call me Blaine, but everybody new in my life, they called me Dick. I started focusing on my friends. I started focusing on myself, building myself as a person.
Right.
And then I would get in relationships, and that would kind of teeter. And then, but finally, like I said earlier, like these last 2 or 3 years, I focused on myself. I had a breakup, and I broke up with that person because I lost myself, and I wanted to focus on myself. And I didn't want to be with anybody until I was ready to be with somebody. And that's when I found Miranda.
Ultimately, I think what it boils down to is, like, there was a comedian that, like, did a huge skit, and, like, somebody basically screen capped it and put captions on it and posted it all over Facebook. Like, it's been around a couple of times in my timeline. But basically, like, it said, like, any relationship or any marriage that starts before 30 has a 90% chance of just absolutely ending in divorce. Like 90%. You wouldn't bet surgery on that. If you had a 90% chance of, going through an operation and just dying from it, you wouldn't take that risk. And it's because it's basically like your transition is the perfect example of what somebody should do. Because you didn't know who you were, so you went and discovered who you are. You loved yourself at 100%, so you know what it's like to love yourself at 100%.
I didn't have the distraction of trying to... I didn't have the distraction of someone else.
Exactly, and that's the whole point.
All I had was myself, and I recognize that. A lot of people can't recognize that.
Because when you're
I have a comment on
Go ahead.
what he said. What you just said is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, okay.
Because we were both married before 30.
No, the whole
too.
point of a relationship
No.
is you grow together.
Yeah.
And you change with one another.
And if
I don't agree. I agree to a certain extent that there is growth and change within a relationship.
sometimes you don't grow the same way.
Exactly. And that's the whole point is, you can't love anyone if you don't love yourself 100%. You just can't.
And I agree with that
impossible.
100%.
Because if you love yourself at 50%, then 50% seems like it's enough to you. But if you're only getting half your paycheck, you would think there's a problem.
That's not what I said I disagreed with.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, basically all that my point boils down to is that you can't love yourself at 100%. By the time you're 18, 19, when you're thinking, hey, I need to be in a relationship, I need to get married, I need to have a kid, holy shit, like, and you feel that stress and stuff, you just gotta remember, like, you're not loving yourself at 100% at that age. Because you're confused, you're just getting out of high school, you may be going into college or whatever you're doing with your life. You got to figure yourself out first. And people don't do that. I didn't do that, and
Either.
Exactly. And like it's just a human thing. We just do that. But like we shouldn't. Butt stuff. And that's how I ended it. I saw it.
I have consecutively hated myself for 15 years.
Exactly.
But I can tell you that the amount that I hate myself, I quintuple love my child and my wife that much more. So the fact that I have no self-worth makes it easier for me to focus on making sure my wife and my child are taken care of, even if I have to suffer to do it.
My thing is, once again, a relationship is supposed to be about building each other up and growing with one another. Just the whole point of it. So when you get married, you find someone who is supposed to grow with you for a lifetime. That's the purpose of it. And no matter how you grow, you guys can grow in different interests. You're individuals. That's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
but
still.
What if both of you grow, and at some point, the growth doesn't click? Like you don't click with the other person.
Let me bring
That's
up an
where
example.
that's where you find those commonalities to make it work. We live in a society where it's just okay to throw away something. Figure it the fuck out. My parents have been married for 40 years.
That's also
and I get that, and I agree with that. Absolutely.
My dad was in the Marines. My mom got married at 17 with him. They've been married for 40 years.
If it's toxic, get rid of it.
Yeah.
If you're just different, figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called growing the fuck up.
That's just and
being adult.
There's a lot of things that I think go into play in a relationship and stuff like, I mean, I don't know, good advice for everyone here, even though you probably already figured this out. Don't go to bed mad with your spouse.
Yeah,
that's the dumbest thing ever. Go to bed pissed off.
Exactly.
You're going
go to bed pissed off. Like, if you go to bed pissed off, you lose that time with your best friend. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to them?
Yeah, it sucks.
It's just kind of stupid. So like, I will never like any relationship that I have been in like since, like, I've never gone to bed mad because I don't want an argument to spill out into the morning. I don't want to lose that day with my best friend. You know what I mean? And
I get
it
that.
hasn't worked out 110%. It hasn't worked
It's
out
not because it takes two.
40. Exactly.
It takes two, and if the other person's pissed, you can't dictate how another person
exactly.
feels.
You can't control another person.
As Louis C.K. stated, you don't get to decide how someone else feels.
Exactly. You can't hurt someone and just say that they're better now. Like, you don't get to decide that.
Yeah.
I totally agree
That's
with that.
exactly what he said.
Go ahead.
I yeeted.
Oh.
I thought you were like going to say like something and then like you stopped because we were talking.
No, I just yeeted. Yeeted in agreement.
Dude.
What time are we at?
We're at 2 hours 17, 8:05.
Time. Gather around.
Let's go ahead and start wrapping it
Shut
up.
her down. Shut her down, folks.
Shut her down.
Back her down, pig.
Any final thoughts?
Good episode.
Real quick.
Moral of the story out of this entire podcast.
Blaine's a douche.
No. I mean, well, maybe not. No, I love you, Blaine. No, basically, like, life is just lessons and it's growth and it's mistakes. And you fuck up and you learn from it. And that's the only way that you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can only learn from a mistake that you yourself make. Like, obviously, like, I'm not saying, like, you know, don't go out and do heroin because, you know, well, I don't know what it's like for me personally, but, like, seriously, life is about growth and change and just discovering who you are.
But here on Podcastrophe, we are openly saying, don't go do heroin.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
are saying that.
Absolutely.
We are saying, do not do heroin.
Don't do that.
Heroin's bad, Mackay.
Go smoke some weed. Go do some mushrooms.
Wait, hold on. Okay,
Don't do
hold on.
heroin.
Before we end, I gotta say, I've been playing South Park's Fractured Butthole.
Fractured butthole.
Yeah, Fractured Butthole. It's great. Mr. Mackey will eventually ask you, like, to come to his, like, guidance counselor's office, and he'll ask you if you're cisgendered or transgendered or something like that. And so I went with just cisgendered, regular male, nothing wrong with me. And he called my parents in concern because he's just like, yeah, he says he's cisgendered, okay? I just wanted to let him know that he had options. Right? Like,
wow.
They really just do not
They don't give a fuck. They
don't
dive
give
right
a
in.
fuck, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of video games, real quick, Bethesda had a sale.
Ooh.
So I got Skyrim and Oblivion super cheap, and Morrowind for free.
I was about to say, they give you your money back for Fallout 76.
No.
Then it doesn't count.
Play Oblivion, though. Seriously, live stream Oblivion.
I'm going to live stream probably both. But I got all three now, so...
You should do one on one monitor, one on the other, and live stream both at the same time.
I don't
It was
know
a
if I...
joke.
It's a joke.
It was I don't even know if that's even technically possible.
It probably
To,
isn't.
like, you'd have to have two cats.
So, folks, look forward to me playing Oblivion here soon. I'm going to dive into it. I've just been looking for more different, a variety of games to play. Like, obviously, I have Monster Hunter. We're going to go through my journey of playing through Monster Hunter again on PC. I haven't touched Anthem for a while.
Don't.
Because it's
touch Anthem.
awful. Thank you.
Mike Norris has been playing a lot of it. He's like 60 plus hours in, and he said he finally got a backstory.
He finished the story 30 hours ago, so...
Yeah, exactly.
I mean...
Only comment I will say on Anthem is I really enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy the gameplay.
Nothing wrong with good gameplay. I've
I
played
enjoy
plenty
it.
of games where the gameplay was fantastic and the story was god awful.
There's no story.
Exactly. I just don't. I think my honest thing is I just don't like battle royale games. I don't like dropping into a random map and trying to find and forage for weapons and stuff. I like Overwatch. Overwatch is fun, but battle royale games are not my thing.
I've yet to play any battle royale. I'm honestly just looking forward to
Apex
Master Chief
Legends?
Collection.
Yeah.
I haven't played Apex Legends. I played the tutorial and that's it.
See, I played like probably about 10 minutes of it after the tutorial, and like I just got.
But
either
moral of the
instantaneously
story
dying
is
or-
I'm waiting for Master Chief Collection and I'm going to play Halo with Matt.
Tyler, what's
again.
your moral of the story?
We're going to play
I'm
some,
ready to go eat dinner.
and you're going to see me.
Oh, dude, I got you.
Oh man, it's going to be some good times. You're going to get the old school. I wonder if we still have that like high school chemistry playing Halo.
Wait, hold
I'm
on.
gonna rage a lot.
Blaine, have you played Dark Souls?
Never.
If
I tried to get him already.
Oh, really?
It's not that I won't. I just haven't.
I won't.
If I
I
ever,
probably won't. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
will
like
never play
at
that
least Dark Souls 2,
Although
because it's so much easier.
Sekiro, what is it? Shadows Die Twice. That looks really good. I want to play it.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna do ODST? Is ODST? ODST's not in the Master Chief.
Yeah, it is.
It
It
is?
in the Chief.
I don't even know if I
Oh
wanna
yeah,
play
yeah.
it.
No.
We'll do it all.
I got it
My
on
man.
because wasn't Master Chief Collection
If you do it,
originally
I'll do it.
released on Xbox One?
Because I
Correct me
never.
if I'm wrong?
ODST is the only Halo game I never finished.
Because
God,
it's
man,
fucking
it's-
hard.
It's one of the best ones.
I beat 2. That was it.
I had a bug in my game.
Everybody did. Where like you couldn't like do the missions back to
couldn't-
back. Like
you
it
couldn't-
kept knocking you to the very first one. So you had
Yeah,
to go to mission
if
select.
you select missions,
Yeah.
but you would actually have to get to that mission in order to do it. But
Yeah.
then as soon as you finish that mission, it would go back to the present, and then you would have to play through it all.
That sounds fucking stupid.
It was stupid.
I know everybody had that bug because I had a bug where like it kept knocking me back and I had to go to mission select to proceed. So yeah, they'll probably fix that. I would assume they're fixing that.
I really fucking hope so.
I would fucking hope so.
Anyway,
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and call this. AJ, thank you for so much for joining.
Hey, thank you.
Matt, thank you for being here, even though this isn't your week.
listen, man. Every week's my week now.
Hell yeah. Tyler, thank you for always being awesome.
My man. My man.
Best co-host I could ever ask for.
Love Tyler.
This is awesome. Both of y'all.
Thank you.
Shucks.
Dude, that make me blush. Just like Dale used to do.
If you haven't already seen,
Dale's
we
got a
have.
boner.
If you haven't already seen, we have a Patreon. Go ahead, donate or pledge $1 or more per month. $5 gets you some stickers and a pen. $10 gets you every sticker we ever have,
And
whenever we get one. $15 is our T-shirt pre-order tier. Once we get to $25 in pledges, I will shotgun a beer live on Podcastrophe, which I've never shotgunned a beer before, so that should be fun. $50, and we will do a special episode of Drunk Castrophe in which we all play Edward 40 Hands, in which I don't know how I'll handle that.
I
because
don't know what that game is.
what you do. You'd get two 40-ounce alcoholic beverages, and you duct tape them to your hands. And you can't remove them from your hands until you drink both of them in their entirety.
Which means that you have
Shit,
like
all
if
I
you
do
have
is drink
one-
liquor.
So the goal is to drink them fast so you can, 1, drink them before they get warm, and 2, drink them before you have to piss.
But
was
all I
gonna
do is
say
drink
pee.
liquor.
You're fucked.
I know.
The last time I drank it...
No one joined the $50 Patreon.
It's not a $50 tier, it's a $50 goal.
So, okay.
So once we get that many people... I mean, you don't have to participate. It's just...
I will participate.
But
It's
if
just
damn it.
whoever's on Drunkastrophe.
Here's,
I will
here's my
participate.
question: if I donate the $25, can I be the one who walks you through how to shotgun a beer?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
So, for those who know, the last time I played Edward 40 Hands, I ended up
Shitting his pants.
vomiting all over and shitting myself so much that it overflowed from my pants onto the floor, all over the floor, and I spent another 2 hours cleaning it up drunkenly.
Wow, you really did shit your pants though?
Yeah, it's called the Blaning. Check it
Blaning?
out. Check it out on several different episodes of this show.
I didn't know this was a thing.
But yeah, support us on Patreon. It's a great cause. I mean, you're helping us out a lot, and we're figuring out different ways to give you cool shit. So keep an eye out on that.
Cool shit equals better content.
Yes. Saw, dude.
Assad!
Saw it.
Other than that, you can check us out live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube every week on Tuesday, roughly around 6 o'clock. You can subscribe to us on Podcastrophe podcast on Podbean and Spotify and iTunes, soon to be Stitcher, hopefully. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe to the Journey into Comics Network. You get a bunch of shows like Journey into Comics, Brews with Dudes, Dungeons with Dudes, featuring AJ a lot.
Woo!
And you get all the other shows. I'm not gonna run through them all this time. But check them all out. There's a ton of content over there. They also have a Patreon. Donate to them if you want. But if that is all, that is all. Thank you guys for being
Yeet.
awesome.
Assad!
And please make every day a big dick day. Bye, guys.
Woke up this morning with my dick in my hand. Girlie's to the right of me, just like I planned. It's gonna be a big dick day. 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 Big dick day. It's gonna be a big dick day. It's gonna be a big